For over 20 years, bringing you extraordinary entertainment. This is Extraordinary Entertainment. This is the Extraordinary Network. Live from Atlanta, Georgia, with your host, Chris, Rachàd, Jeremy, Summer, and Najee. This is Extraordinary Unplugged.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Extraordinary Unplugged. I am Christopher S. Walker.
I'm Rachàd West and I'm offline. Hey,
What's
Stevie.
going on, Stevie?
Yeah, hold on. I had brought it up, but it wouldn't work.
What's going on, Wise Flow? What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
Let's try this again.
And what's going on, Vanessa? What's going on? Yes. So we are back with another week of Extraordinary Unplugged. We are having some technical issues, and then we also have some of our co-hosts that are late.
Atlanta traffic.
Yeah. What's going on, Rachel?
Hey, Rachel, what's up, cuzzo?
Yes. So as you guys come in, if you're watching on YouTube, what's going on, Summer? If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you like, follow, and like this video so we can make sure that we stay on top of our algorithm on YouTube. So go ahead and smash that thumbs up, and and get us some likes on there. And if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. What's going on, DJ Rick?
Hey, I was having some technical difficulties, but a sister made it, okay?
Yeah, you made it.
What's going on,
Fresh off the work scene with the scrubs on and all, baby daddies.
Look at
all
you.
right,
Look at
man.
you.
I love it.
I see you. But yeah, like I was telling everybody, go ahead and and hit that like button. Give us that like so we can be up in the algorithm, and give us some for those of you that are watching on Facebook. Please go ahead and share, and share with some of your other family and friends and things of that nature. Okay, Rachàd, you for the two screen.
Hold on. I'm trying to.
What's going on, Najee?
Okay.
Hey, Najee.
All right.
Yeah, so we
Hold on. I'm trying to get y'all.
You want me to click you off, Rachàd? Which one you want me
Hey,
to click you off?
Wise Flow.
Oh, you got it. Okay, good. Yeah, we are here for another week.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, make sure that you
What up?
go ahead and share this live with all your friends and your family, because we about to get into some good topics here for the foolishness that's been happening within the week, and also some of the things that we didn't get a chance to cover last week. So yes, please make sure that you share this live with your friends and your family, and let's get into some great things. What's been going on with my co-hosts? What's been going on with you guys?
Can you all see me?
Yeah, we can see
We
you.
can see you.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
And we can hear
me.
you.
Perfect. Well, me, I've been working, and you know how the retail industry goes. It's been nonstop, just repetitive. Just that's what I've been doing. Just busy, trying to be
Yeah,
like.
we definitely missed you last week.
Yeah, I know. It's a big old visit.
We get that. I understand. I've been there before.
Yeah.
Stay away from retail.
Oh, that's my plan.
Yes. How Rachàd and Summer? How you guys been?
Go ahead, Summer.
I've been doing fine. I've been feeling good and things been good for me. So, it's been a great week leading up until today. So I'm excited for tonight so we can roast some motherfuckers.
Hey, I know you ready.
Ooh, yes.
You got your roasting glasses on.
Exactly. I had to be able to see, and I ain't have time to put no contacts in, baby.
You know what
So
I'm
I
saying?
had to be ready. You know what I'm saying? So I can see all the bullshit. You
All of it,
understand?
because you can't
Yes,
go a day
Every
without
last one of them.
it.
right, right, exactly.
Well, I'm
So,
good.
we
All
want to
is
make
well with
sure.
me.
Yeah, what's
Uh,
been going on with you, Rachad?
I was well with me. There's a lot of promising things coming up. I'm actually very excited about what the future holds. So I have no complaints.
I love that. I love it. I love it. Well, I'm definitely for me. I had tried something new yesterday. I know I told Rashad this just not too long ago. So I actually, for the first time, I actually went to the gym twice in one day yesterday. I didn't know
Really?
my body would hold up with that. I didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did. Um,
Listen, them muscles was muscling, so I know.
I think for me, I really do love the gym. I'm not gonna lie. If I can go 7 days a week, I would. Um,
Let's
I love,
go.
yeah, I love being in there. It's just it's it's awesome to be in a room full of other people that have goals for themselves and that have goals for their bodies, as far as with health and look wise. And that's inspiring to go into a room full of people that you don't even know because they don't talk to you because you got your headphones on, they got their headphones on too. So it's like we all just in there. It's like the
That's what
library.
that's how it
I
is.
remember I used to go to a 24-hour gym. That was the only time I left this part. That was the only time I actually enjoyed going to the gym because I was the only one in there.
That
Hmm.
2 in the morning
Or
swing.
so I thought. I had a stalker. This is when I was probably like 28. And I was
Not
like,
you had a stalker,
I had
Rashad.
a stalker.
A
Yeah, I've had
stalker.
many has many stalkers. But anyway, what was weird about it is like something said look up. So I looked up, and there's somebody all of a sudden magically just behind me, not but on a work bench, like working out. But he was not there. So after about a week, I started coming at different times, like around 4 a.m. It's a weird time.
Mm.
I was
Did
like,
it
every
work?
time I come in here, he's always here. And so I said,
Hmm.
I called the people who ran it. It was a 24-hour fitness, but they had nobody really there. We just used the key card. I said, "Hey, what's going on? Why is there somebody that just magically appears? And that didn't matter when I came. It could be 11 p.m. It was always there. I got weirded out. So that was like the last time I really had a routine where I was going. I left that part out when I was talking to you earlier.
That is crazy.
Oh.
So what came out the end of that? Like what happened?
I stopped going to the gym because I like being alive.
I know that's
I,
That's
I
how you
know that's
go.
I
right.
might be out of shape, but I'm here.
You know, I mean, you're not the only one that it's a lot of people that don't go to the gym either. And for various reasons and things of that nature. So, you're not the only one that don't go. Trust me, I tried to persuade a few of my friends to go. I mean, we all are getting ready to cross that 40 threshold, and I mean, I'm just saying
Me
that
and
we
Summer
all,
Oh, who, me?
you know, well,
Oh
I'm talking
no.
about I'm talking about my other close friends. I'm like, we're all getting ready to cross that threshold, and I feel like, we should all want better for ourselves, health wise and look wise.
Absolutely.
So, that's one of the things that I'm looking at, going into a new decade of life. I
Yeah,
want better for my next decade.
that's
So
true.
that's
I
what it
hear
is
you.
for me.
I hear you.
I
Well,
hear
with all that said, again, to all of our viewers that are watching, please go ahead again and share this live. Go ahead and hit that like button on YouTube. For you that are watching on Facebook, make sure that you share. Make sure that you go ahead and like this video as well. Um, and if you're feeling really, really nice, you can go ahead and share some stars with us as well too, on the good Facebook. So we're gonna get ready to go ahead and get into these good hot topics this evening and bring you guys some of these topics. So
you.
anyway, let's go ahead and get ready to jump into these hot topics.
Well, I love this graphic.
Yes. All right.
Love
We
it.
got our topics that we carried over from last week because we ran out of time. We got Wilson Cruz unleashes on Terrence Howard for weird comments about refusing gay roles. I know Summer and I can't wait to get into this. And then we got Netflix pop the balloon deflates as the challenge star Johnny Bananas hot air ignites controversy and racist allegations. Then we got LaTocha Scott. You know, she can't stay out of the the headline. LaTocha Scott suggests Sister Tamika Scott hasn't been loyal. This is on escape drama on the NeNe Leaks show. Yes, she has a show, y'all. NeNe Leaks, Nanithia Leaks of after. So then we got Kenya Moore spilled all the piping hot tea in a new confessional. This story is never gonna go away. I'm just letting y'all know. Then we got Waka Flocka Flame starts beef with DDG over the latter's fashion choices. So we can't get into this. All right, so let's talk about Wilson Cruz unleashing on Terrence Howard for weird comments about refusing gay.
Oh, before we get started, Rachàd, we do want to pay our condolences to Pope Francis that passed away. I believe it was
Yes,
Oh
yes,
yesterday.
yes,
yes. I'm like all
literally.
day and not even didn't even know it.
Yeah.
He
So,
gave his last ceremony on Sunday,
On
then
Sunday,
died
sure did.
hours later.
yeah, he had a stroke.
Oh God.
We had a lot going on health wise.
Yeah, he did. He had a congested. I think what I was reading, a congested heart
He had a lot of
situation.
things going on. Like to be honest, I'm all for people serving, God, but sit down somewhere. I just for me, and I'm
Hmm.
just gonna say this real quick. I don't believe in serving. You serve God for life, but I ain't got the rest of y'all. All y'all people, y'all got to fork out your own salvation. If it's time for me to go and sit down somewhere, I'm gonna sit down somewhere.
I know that's right.
That's what I
The
say.
popes just be holding office way too long,
Way too
and
long.
it's just not like the Christian faith. They go ahead and at about 60, they go ahead and rotate somebody else in.
Yeah,
But the pope just be poping until he died, and I just feel like maybe
Maybe.
he should die somewhere else instead in front of the world. But I
I mean,
mean,
I agree. I mean, we honor
Yeah,
you.
I agree with that too.
I agree with that too. But it's just like in politics, like here in the U.S., some people just serve past their time, and it's on both Democrats and Republican side. They just serve way past their time.
Yeah, it is a lot of that going on, and it's funny that you just said that because I'm with David Hogg for what he said that he wanted to give fresh new faces for Democrats as far as being primary. So I do agree with that too.
Yep.
But I do want to say this though too for Pope Francis. Pope Francis was actually a really good pope.
He was
Um,
one of the best.
JD Vance stressed him out.
I wouldn't doubt it with all that's going on. Shoot, he probably
Yes.
did.
Yeah, wouldn't
Because
doubt
he
it.
was the last person to see the Pope. He was the last person to see him.
Uh,
Which is so. I say he carries the spirit of death upon him. So,
I
um,
wonder did he put on the drag show?
yeah, that's exactly
Oh.
it. But yes, yeah, like I said, Pope Francis was a good pope, and he believed in a lot of things that someone his age would have never believed in, and I definitely give a lot of respect to him, and my condolences to him and to his
He
family.
did shake some
Um,
tables though. When as soon as he got in the off, until he got in that position, he was shaking tables. Had everybody in an uproar.
Yes, yes, yes. Pope Francis definitely was. He was a class act. I give him that. He was a
Mhm.
class act. I think he was one of the most vocal popes that I've seen in my lifetime.
Yep.
So yeah, I definitely hope the next one is has the same. He has a big shoe to fill,
Yes,
um,
he does.
and I just really hope that the next one is definitely a class act as well. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our topics. We just wanted to do that. Um,
Rest in peace, Pope.
That's
Yes,
on.
indeed. Yes, indeed. So, what's the first one, Rashad? Is it
We
the?
got Wilson Cruz unleashes on Terrence Howard for
Oh
weird
man,
comments about refusing gay roles.
Mm, mm,
This is actually
mm.
an interesting topic for me.
and we actually have a video for it too.
Let's go into it. Let's show it so we can all
All
understand
right,
what
so
we're talking about.
we're gonna go into this video. I believe it's with Terrence Howard stating his piece on how he feels on that particular situation.
When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing. And have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
So here's my take on it, and I'm just gonna say it as simple as possible. I ain't mad at what he said because he's an individual. He can do whatever he want to do. He can take whatever he want to do. He's an actor. If he doesn't want to do a gay role, he doesn't have to do a gay role. I mean, there's some roles I wouldn't take. Uh, not necessarily whether gay or straight, or I'll do a trans role. It doesn't bother me because a real man is secure in their masculinity.
Exactly.
That's what I feel like the challenge is when it comes to men, especially black men, because we I'm saying this is clear. I'm speaking to my community when I say this. Um, we tend to take away people's man card just because of things that they may want to do. If you're an actor, if you're a good actor, and I believe Terrence Howard is a good actor, you can play the gay role and still walk out in the streets and still be a man. Nobody's gonna look at you differently. If you are convincing in a role so that it shows your craft, I feel like you should be able to do that. Now, when we get into religion, whatever you want to do, whatever, but he didn't say anything about religion. He just said about being a man, and being a man is more than just being masculine. Masculinity is a myth anyway. I be telling people all the time, it's just something people make made up. If you so focused on trying to be masculine, you're no longer trying to be a man
Right.
because you're doing things or treating people different ways. Or if you have children, you're not treating them right because you're so focused on being masculine. And we hear the term toxic masculinity all the time recently. And I feel like being a man is, for one, taking care of your business, taking care of yourself, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Also, if you have children, taking care of your children. If you got family, taking care of your family, being there, not running around here looking crazy and saying silly stuff. And that's just my thing. I feel like when it comes to our black community, our black men, I applaud all of those men out there just being an individual and not caring about what other people say. That's my opinion.
Well, I'll say this. There's a lot of things that I know goes down behind the scenes. So sometimes it's like they try to get them into a certain position when they're on camera. So behind the scenes, they could say, well, hey, let's go to rehearsal. Hey, Chris, I'm going to put you on like a nice little thong for this scene with fake breasts, but let's go rehearse that behind the scenes. So, it's like, oh God, it's like them trying just to, groom them is the word that I was looking for. And to
Hmm.
say, okay, well, let's see what we can do and let's see what we can play with and how far this man will go, especially during rehearsals. So that's another thing too. And no, Chris, I don't picture you with a thong on and a fake boobs.
Oh Lord.
No,
Can
no,
I can I say this? Have any of you or anyone who's in our audience, did y'all see the comments he made about Diddy?
no, I
Oh
didn't.
goodness, I did.
Okay, go ahead and you can share it since I've already spoken. You can share uh, what you
Yeah,
recall.
share that. Share this. What happened?
Pretty much a long story short, he was trying to say that Diddy was aggressively, asking him to come to his house and give him acting lessons. And his assistant has said pretty much Diddy's trying to sleep with you. That's what's going on. He just trying just to catch a little nut. That's pretty much all. And he had declined giving Diddy acting lessons after that. That's a long story short.
So for concept, he's correct. But what was happening is Terrence Howard wasn't even on that page. That's why I'm not trying to look at him bad. Like he's not speaking against the gay community; he's speaking for himself. So I don't like the
Right.
negative. I don't like the negative energy that they're giving to him towards him because he's speaking for himself. He didn't say anybody can do whatever. Anyone else can do whatever they want to do. But what happened was Diddy wanted to be an actor, and he asked for Karen. Terrence Howard actually has an acting company. He teaches people acting.
Hmm.
And so he went over to Diddy's house and they just sat there.
Not
Nothing
they
to
just
work
that.
on. There was no craft to work on. So he just said, I was questioning why we just sitting here because if and I don't understand. I've taken acting classes before. Normally there is a curriculum or something, to adhere to. There's normally a plan. I'm not going to somebody's house just to be sitting there. So I don't know
Right.
what that was about. But he also didn't set it up. His assistant set it up. So that's one thing. Always be in charge of your own journey. But then he wanted to. Terrence Howard does music. He wanted Terrence Howard to come. Well, he wanted Terrence Howard to come over and work on music. As things, and they just sat there. And so he questioned his assistant and said, "Why is there nothing happening?" So the assistant just said, "I think he wants to fuck you." And so basically, he just said, "I'm not." I don't know why he shared the story. I just feel like there's a lot of stories that come out that I feel like aren't necessary. This is one of them because
Right.
unless Diddy actually said, "I want to," he might have wanted to, but he didn't, verbalize that. So I feel like you just talking because I don't know. But
Did
anyway,
he
that's
was Did he
I,
was
I,
gonna tear that ass up.
some of what were your thoughts on it? Because I definitely want to get a female's perspective on it.
Summer.
So here's the thing, right? So I'm breaking this down from a different perspective, right?
okay.
Hmm.
Because I think Terrence was trying to shine some light on people in the industry and
Mm,
how they will try to take advantage of men if they don't show themselves, like have a boundaries set, that hey, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to participate in whatever you got going on, cuz I'm not starstruck like that where you could just trick me out my ass, basically.
Right.
Because but I guess it's a little bit hard to break that, well, for everyone to get that from what he said, because he used I'm gonna be a man
Hmm.
instead of, because he said if you're a guy, but I took that as a person who is secure in what they are and are not going to do, opposed to somebody who's easily swayed or
mm.
naive to situations. But as far as the other guy who was trying to make it about a gay or straight issue,
Oh, you
it's
talking
really not
about
about that.
Wilson Cruz.
Wilson Cruz, and this is exactly
Yeah.
what he said right here. This is what he said about it. Trying to see if I can. Oops, I'm sorry.
So I
I didn't
think
mean to
I can
spotlight
really say
myself.
he sure did not talk a different. He sure did talk a different talk and act a different way when it came to working with me in the '90s. Loved my work, loved my choices, etc. This fool is out here performing for the white man, doing it and saying what he needs to do to get over. He is quite literally bending over and doing. I don't like this. He's like literally bending over and doing what pleases the man and seems to enjoy it. The truth is, no one wants to work with his tired ass anyway, due to his ego and lack of work ethic. So quite literally. So go fuck yourself.
Ooh.
So my
Mhm.
my thing with, like, Wilson act like somebody called him to the carpet. Nobody mentioned you, nigga. Like, seriously.
I had to
But
look up
if
who he was.
you, right, I don't even know who the fuck you are, Mr. Nigga. But anyway, like with that whole, I'm automatically offended without understanding what the man was trying to say. That part really bothers me and irritates me, because it's a way to like strike up confusion against a community for no
Right.
reason, like unnecessarily. That was unnecessary to me. um and then, he had to come back with a rebuttal after that was said. Was like, we can handle this like two men, or or well, we can go to the street, however you want to fucking handle
Yeah.
it. um because he was really aggressive with the statement. He wasn't calling nobody else out. He didn't
Nobody.
say nobody else was bad for making that choice. He just said, I'm not going to participate.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of really over um people trying to make it seem like that everybody got to agree with a certain lifestyle. It's not.
Exactly.
It's I do what I want when my door is closed.
All
I
right.
ain't inviting you to participate, so your opinion don't fucking count over here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing. Like, everybody feeling like, if you want to be a proud gay man, be a proud gay man. Nobody's telling you not to be. But can he be a proud heterosexual man if that's what he is? I don't know.
Yeah.
But and also you got to look into the certain things that he's into. He's into a lot of different spiritual stuff, not religious stuff.
Hmm.
Um so his way of thinking is different from the majority. Like if you listen to him on other podcasts that are not about this particular type of topic, he goes into aliens and other worlds and all that type of stuff. So his mind is like, it's got a lot going on in there. So I just don't think that he was trying to throw rocks. He was just saying, hey, you ain't gonna trick me.
That's it.
Exactly. But I look at it like this, and everybody should know, especially how Terrence Howard was when he was on Empire, how, the things that he had said, in regards to the gay community, right along with the Empire cast, just the way the show was. So to me, I feel like Terrence Howard is a man's man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. He's a man's man. For anybody that would want to even try him, I'm just like, that's a waste of time. Like, why would
Yeah.
you even do that? Like,
Right.
you know, I don't understand that, and I just don't understand. Like, I could see him not wanting to do those type of roles. He would even give me that type of person that would even want to play those type of roles. As far as even playing the character, he just wouldn't be able to play the character. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just couldn't see him doing it. So I'm not against what he said on this. I am in agreement with him, and it's not like he said anything that was in derogatory or just disrespectful to the community. So I don't know what kind of got Wilson Cruz and his little and his panties in a bunch. But at this point, I just don't see what the argument is.
What what I noticed? I think we talked about this before, and I know I've said this for me, and I'm talking about me, gay people. One of the reasons why I do not identify with gay is because I don't understand it. And what I mean by that, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm not a Beyonce fan. I'm not a Cardi B fan. I am a not a Nicki Minaj fan. I am, this is the thing that they associate with gay culture. I don't identify with outrage out of every time somebody says something. And what it really is, the problem is the I guess, gay rights and all this stuff kind of got overshadowed by white privilege. And what I mean is they want to be oppressed so bad that they just talk crazy. It's like, and I'm talking about, that's why I don't jump every time someone says something, because I think we all have a right to speak and our piece.
We
Um,
do.
it's up to me to be offended, and if you ain't talking to me directly or about me or affecting anything that I got coming into my bank account, I ain't gonna get mad. I don't. If you don't bother no one I love, don't bother my food, we are good. And I tell people
Right.
all the time, I can't be outraged every time. And I'm black. I'm a black man first. I am black first. That is who I am. I don't carry this what I do in the bedroom with me once I leave the bedroom. So I agree with Summer. That's what I do if I was doing anything. But I'm just saying, and I think we carry this a part of us, and it's not who we all are. We got to learn how to. And this is just, and I always tell black people, black gay men who identify with gay culture or identify within a lifestyle, everything is not our outrage. This is not us. They want to be oppressed so bad that sometimes they take over. Like, I agree with. I think we got this. We're gonna move on because Wilson Cruz.
Yeah. I mean, because it is. It's just like you are trying to make something out of nothing.
Right.
Um, I just don't like for you to even and you've made several statements about how you felt about him, and it's like, okay, you made this statement right here, like
Yeah.
you go in and saying this statement, like,
And then he done brought the white man into it. What the hell do the white man got to do with him
Yeah.
taking roles
Absolutely
as an
nothing.
actor? I just don't
Right.
understand. And he called him a played out nigga or something,
Yeah, so
sellout
he
or some
said,
old shit.
this is what he said. He said, "Let me be very clear. I don't
Yeah, they
give
could
a
be
flying
brothers.
fuck if straight actors play a gay role. What we won't be doing is saying that playing a gay role makes you less than a man. Being a
Exactly.
man has nothing to do with where you put your dick and much more about
Huh?
where you don't put your hands. It's
Huh?
about how you use your strength to protect,
Yes.
to build, to stand for what is right and just for you, your family, and your community. Worry less about your manhood and worry more about mankind. Be a man, the end."
I mean,
And the end for you, Wilson. Shut the fuck up, because we don't
Yeah.
even know who the fuck you are. Like, do you even play in? Do you
He
play
was
in
in
something?
Noah's
Are you an
Ark.
actor?
He
he's
was
a
in
Noah's
Noah's
You
Ark.
Ark.
was in who?
Noah's Ark, right?
Didn't
Yeah, he
see
was
the
in Noah's
movie.
Ark.
He was
Didn't hear
Junico.
any grave.
That was
Let me
Junico,
tell
right?
you what
Yeah,
I don't. I didn't see the movie, and what I'm
it
gonna
was a
tell you
show.
is after the movie, whatever. See how I don't know? If you were such a great actor, then maybe somebody would know who the fuck you are to have a comment on an actor we all do know.
I didn't realize.
He's played out, but you can't even get played out if you never got accepted in.
Is he gonna be in the new rebirth of Noah's Ark?
That's a good question to ask the
Sometimes
Dwight.
I wonder, these people be playing around on the internet, and there's another thing I realized. There's sometimes, in the absence of Jeremy, sometimes we gotta try not to give credence to some people because they just trying to get a come up because they know how the internet works. Because I feel like, why would you even come for Terrence Howard? Because he was talking about himself, and I always tell people you can't project. We gotta be careful when people project onto you their lifestyle, and they can't even have it can't be individual. We're not all the same. If he doesn't want to do a gay role, he ain't got to do a gay role.
And
He
that's
got
it.
daddy issues.
Yeah,
Wilson has daddy issues, and I implore you, Wilson, if you ever get hold of this, call your daddy and tell him he hurt your feelings when he didn't accept you when you came out. And let's call it a spade a spade. That's who you mad at, your
Now
daddy. And
that's true
Terrence,
talk.
I don't think is your daddy.
That's true talk. That's true talk. And,
yeah.
and, and
There's something much more deep underlying in the situation.
because if it was about
Um,
gay roles, he would have left it at the gay roles. He went on into other stuff. So yeah, you're right.
but Wilson Cruz, this is not your fight. We need you to, not worry about what's going on. You picked the wrong fight. Try to get another day. But this one ain't it. We're gonna
It's
move
not
on to
it.
the next time. Move on to our next time.
So we got pop the balloon, y'all. I was actually excited about this, but anyway, we got Netflix pop the balloon deflates as a challenge star Johnny Bananas. Y'all know who Johnny Bananas is. Hot air ignites controversy and racist allegation. This is
I believe we have a clip for this
let's
too,
go. Let's go into
Rachàd,
it.
as well. I know what did Wise Flo say? She said he wanted to clap them.
Ah!
Probably ain't no
There are
telling,
some
honey.
people
He
I
got
And
don't.
no
his.
telling.
There's some people I would not want to be gay, and Terrence is one of them. And I just feel like it just. What are we gonna do? We gonna sit here? I just feel like, just like Diddy was doing, he was just gonna sit there. I don't feel like that's exciting. But I'm one of them men who allow people to be men too. Like I want people to be who they are, an individual. But anyway, go ahead. Let's go into Pop Balloon.
Yeah, let's go ahead to the video, and then we'll go ahead and dissect it from there.
Yes or no answer, Johnny, because we can. Yes, Johnny, be so for real. Okay.
The best opportunity to make it work by what? Coming out with my plan?
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I think I did.
Johnny, I'm gonna ask you one last question.
Leave the plan out of
I'll
this.
send you on your way. Who on the stage would have been your type? Like for real, for real.
I mean, we start with the toes. Let's see.
Oh, thank
You've got really pretty toes.
God.
You look like you sleep from a tree upside down.
These clothes gonna help you build a home. But you know what?
You need good toes to build a home.
Johnny.
Let me tell y'all something.
Um,
I knew the show was gonna get a negative, I guess, negative view because I knew once it left and came on to a worldwide international platform that it would lose what made it great. You know what I'm saying? Like what made it great was regular people, and Johnny Black. He's no better. He's no better than anybody. I'm just saying, like, just I know they got him on there just for this. That's what they got. That's why they got him on here because he is a mess. But I miss just it was just regular people. I mean, just people who aren't known. Let me say that because we all regular. It's just crazy though. I
I
didn't watch.
will say this though too. I mean, because I have watched the show. I actually watched last week's episode. Last week's episode
The
was
whole
actually a little bit better,
episode,
huh?
the whole episode, or
Yeah,
half of
I
it. I
watched the
got
whole
to.
episode. So no, I mean, because I've always been a big fan of Pop the Balloon. So I
Me
was
too.
always a big fan. So I wanted to see what this was going to bring, especially since this week was the men's turn to have the women come in and actually,
Mhm.
let and choose the man. So I wanted to see what this week was giving, and I think since they got ate up so bad the week before, they went on and changed a few things. They didn't bring any celebrities on this time. They didn't, they try to change it up or whatnot, and it actually went pretty good. A lot of people think they had three potentials that happened on this episode or whatnot. It actually was a much better episode than the first week. So I was really really excited. Summer, are you frozen?
I was just about to say something. Summer has not stopped smiling.
Yes.
I don't
Summer,
know.
I love your smile.
Over here cracking up that I got this big Kool-Aid smile, but I guess it's better than an ugly face.
I love it.
So
Thank you.
Rick says, I hate where they took it. It's a better on YouTube, even though it's a B-list show. I do agree, but I ain't gonna hurt nobody trying to get their bag. I actually surprised that Netflix would take it. I feel like I don't know. I just don't. I didn't think, but it was a good, smart move. But of course, they lost a lot of control. That's probably why the first episode was like that. And there's a lot of people who are, in the gay community again, who are judging the creators. Her husband is saying he's homophobic. I don't know for sure. I've never seen any evidence of that. He is African, but a lot of people assume all Africans are homophobic, and I don't want to have that idea of all Africans because I know a lot of Africans who are not homophobic, who are actually.
Summer is woo. Look at her.
But at least it froze me on a
Shut
good
up,
part.
Najee.
I was trying not to laugh.
Because I was wondering, I'm like, hold on. I said, is Summer frozen? Like I didn't see
She
her
was
move
just
or
happy,
Yes,
nothing.
right?
I'm frozen. I've been frozen for like 5 minutes.
This is actually what happened last week too. I think it's
I
interesting.
don't know what the fuck going
But
on.
but look, Summer, I'm on incognito again this week because the regular version wouldn't work. It wouldn't show my video. So I mean, y'all could see me, but I couldn't tell. I got to see myself.
Yeah,
Right,
the
right.
hater of it
I
all.
totally agree with you.
All right.
Fucking shit.
I
I'm gonna tell
totally
you,
agree with you.
I would expect that from Johnny because that's who he is. He's an asshole no matter what show he's on.
Yep.
He
Right.
was on Traders and he was the same kind of asshole. So I don't think he was trying to be. I think he was trying to do what everybody knows the show for is like make insults against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Where
that racist remark that he made, that was
I don't
towards
think he
that
was
black.
being racist. I don't. If you
You
know
don't think
Johnny
so?
Banana's personality, he just an asshole. You understand? Like to me there's a difference. I don't think he was trying to because if you look at his face right after he said it and everybody was like it didn't go how he thought it was going to go. You could tell he was just making any stupid insult. That's why he said feet so he didn't have to say a person was ugly or something. But it's just like how the turtle dude was being real rude to the ladies and shit. He was just trying to say something
Oh,
negative.
Aaron the plumber.
Yes. Like I think that's where he was trying to go with it because I'm sure because Netflix loves to steal a show from somebody,
Yeah.
especially a
Yes.
black somebody. So they were thinking, all right, we got to try to keep in what made the show popular in the first place, and it was how people was dissing. Like, oh, I wouldn't pick you because look at your hairline and whatever shit like that. So I think that's where he was trying to go. It just didn't work out the way he intended it to because he said it to a
A
black
black woman. Hmm.
and it's just kind of like the gay community. Sometimes they be pulling the race card on everything when it ain't even that
Or the
It's
necessary.
homophobic card.
But I think
Right.
for me, no one really agrees with me when I say this, but when it comes from a certain demographic, since that certain demographic literally created racism, and racism was not created out of hatred. We got to. It was just create. It was racism created out of the belief of being superior to other races, and that generationally passes down. It doesn't mean that he don't like black people. It doesn't mean he hate black people. All white people are racist, and I'm saying that with all the love and honesty I can say. The only ones who are not racist are the ones who do the work. And even though he may not have intended to be something hurtful or uh, demeaning, it was based in racism because he could have said hanging upside down to a white girl, but he didn't. And it's something subconscious that we have to be conscious of. Just like when it comes to black people who get offended, there's history based on racism that passes down into us. We understand what we're dealing with. But I feel like, did I think he actually was really trying to be racist? No. Was he being racist? Yes. And that's just my take on it. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but there's only one demographic that can be racist. Everybody else can be prejudiced. Everybody else can be biased. We can all be, we can all have hatred, but racist itself is something different. Hatred can be birthed out of racism, but it is not the source of racism, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
I
trying
get
to
where you're coming from too, but I still feel some type of way about that, about the he versus she type situation. I still feel some type of way about that. Ain't
I
nothing
mean,
funny.
he totally picked the wrong thing
Wrong
to
person,
say
yeah. Mhm.
and the wrong person to say it to. I think that could have been left out. He could have just said, "Nah, I wouldn't suck your toes" or something like that. That would have took all of that away from the situation. But he's a jerk. I mean,
But
Yeah.
didn't he? But didn't he lie and tweeted that we just saw that he has said I was actually talking to the white girl next to her, and it's like, no, you weren't. You were
he
talking to that
definitely
black
wasn't.
woman. Was it that? But now, right on the clip, her legs was a little lighter than the rest of her body, or was I seeing things?
You could have on stockings, so I don't know. I
Did y'all
always
see
No,
that
she
too,
didn't
or
have
was
on
that just me?
stockings. No, her legs were lighter. And she probably
So he
somebody
knew
who
what he
wears
was
pants
doing. Then
more.
he, right,
Mhm.
Summer, you and that big old smile. He knew what he was doing. That's why you're smiling. He knew exactly what he was doing when he had tweeted, I was talking to the white girl. Then you see how he downed the white girl's outfit in that tweet. I was like, you talk about the black girl. Just be honest.
Yeah, just own it. I mean, because we were
Hang
watching
from
it.
a
I mean, well, I
tree.
didn't watch it, but I forgot about it actually. But I agree with you. Just own what you say because you said it live.
That's the part that, like I said, that was the part that got me. And I've seen because I've watched him on what was that show that he was on? What was that? Something Villains or something like that. Um,
Traders. It was either Traders or
it was
because I
House of
watched
Villains.
both of
It
them.
was another
House of
show
Villains.
called
Yeah,
House of
House of
Villains.
Villains. That's what
Yeah,
he was on.
yeah, and I watched him on there, and I actually enjoyed him on there. I actually think he played the game very well, or whatnot, on there. So seeing him on here, I was like, "What is this man doing on here?" He was like, "He's a villain. Why would he even be on a love show?" But okay, I'll go with it. But I was like, but like what you guys were saying, that was more so for entertainment purposes.
Right.
I just felt that he could have did that a different way, just like what you said, Summer. It just could have. He tried something that just didn't go over very well or well received from a
And
lot
that
of
was
viewers,
it.
because there was a lot of viewers that did clock him about his racial tone. It was like, hold on, why the black woman got to be hanging from a tree? Like,
And why use a tree when, we're usually called, monkeys and stuff? Why use that metaphor when you could have said something else?
Yeah. It's to being
exactly.
oblivious. He was oblivious, and I don't believe the intentions were to be racist. I just think it's racist because he was oblivious to the racism. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense to everyone. I don't think he intended to. Oh, I'm gonna pick on this black girl. I don't even think he even thought that deep because he's incapable of thinking that deep because, like Summer said, he's an asshole. They don't think.
That's what
That
he's known for.
Yeah,
Being
like Summer said,
stupid.
that's what he's known for. He's known for being an asshole. Um, I feel like this when it come down to stuff like that. That's the reason why I don't think they welcome him back again. just because of how it went. Um, but I want to say here's something that he did say. Um,
We have a clip.
no, it's not a clip. It's about what I think he had went on a he had spoke and said what he said. He was like, "Hey morons, I was actually talking about the white girl whose toes were hanging over her shoes, who is
Oh, yeah,
literally
that's what I
dressed
was
like
talking
a
about.
fucking tree. It's
Uh-huh.
wow how fast some people can twist a moment into a false narrative. There's real racism out there. Weaponizing fake outrage for clicks cheapens it."
What you got
And
to
that's
lie
basically like
for?
what you guys were saying.
Yeah, just lying.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah,
ain't
that's
gonna.
all
Of
about it.
course, he don't want to have to explain why he said it. Um,
You know what I think?
Wait, DJ Rick.
What do you say?
He said my picture is putting him in the mind of the movie Smile.
It
Oh,
is.
shoot.
Yeah, but
Oh,
he's
yes. Oh, you know what? I feel like this is when it calls about being accountable and being mature and adult. You can say
Take a
something you don't
picture of
necessarily
her.
mean. You correct that. You don't sit here and try to deflect. And I feel like that's where accountability comes in. There's a lot of times people don't mean to come off a certain way, but you did. So my
Hmm.
thing is the ownership and accountability that should have occurred in this situation was, you know what? I know the history of racism. I know they have said this to black people but that's not what I was talking about. He could have
What's
said
going
that.
on, Jeremy?
He could have, hey Jeremy,
We miss you.
hey boo,
Tamika Scott,
Jeremy Scott. That's my
Jeremy
mother.
Tamika.
My
yeah,
mother.
Tamika Scott.
Yeah, we miss you,
That's
Jeremy.
our next topic.
Good. I've been waiting on this little line face.
Yeah, but
LaTocha
I want to
lie.
say this though before we move on. Johnny, please don't use racial undertones anymore. Just stick to your other stuff. Just don't even go that
Every
route.
time y'all say that name, oh, never mind. Go ahead.
What
Next one.
Jeremy say? Tamika.
Tamika.
But yeah, so we got to go ahead and move into our next topic, and this is the foolishness right here. Um, with this interview that happened, I believe it was last week, if I'm not mistaken. Time goes by so fast.
It does. It was last week,
Um,
I think.
but yeah, this interview was happening last week, and we actually have a video.
This was the second episode, correct? So this was last week, yeah.
Yeah, it was last week. So it was LaTocha Scott suggests sister Tamika Scott hasn't been loyal. Dishes on Xscape, drama on the NeNe Leaks show, and claps for NeNe Leaks for her new show. The show is actually pretty good. I actually enjoy it.
I like the last segment of the show for some reason.
Yes, the
Because
last
the
segment.
girl, I guess she's the producer. I don't know who she is on the show,
She's
but
from the neighborhood talk, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's where
she
she's
has
from.
a lot of. She's very knowledgeable, and I like she knows what she's talking about. Like we know NeNe ain't doing the work, but
Now,
she
question.
literally
Now,
Have
like
what you're
y'all
not
seen?
gonna do is give a girl too much hard
I
time now.
respect her, and I actually admire how she comes on, and NeNe actually has to listen to her. I like that.
Yeah,
But
now,
go ahead.
question. Have y'all seen Michelle Obama's and her brother's new podcast too? Have y'all seen it?
It's on my
I've
list. I haven't
watched
got
some
to it
bits
yet.
and pieces. Yes.
Oh my god, I ain't gonna lie. I love you, Michelle, but your show is boring. It's
Oh,
it's
did you
it's the
expect?
same
Okay,
story you've been
okay.
telling for 8 years.
Did you expect it to be different? Because I mean, she does still have some kind of decorum to keep.
Oh my god, I wish she can break it for one episode. I'm like, we're gonna talk about the same Sasha Malia story I've heard since she first became first lady. Oh my god, love her dearly, but goodness, the
Yeah,
same stories.
I think it's one of those things that she's trying to. When you let's just for example, if we married someone and became president, that was not our plan in life. So I think she's now trying to rediscover herself or what could have happened because she can't work. Like she can't do her life. She will forever be Mrs. Michelle Obama, Sasha and Malia's mama, the former first lady of the United States. So I know it has to be difficult to try to find yourself. And you're not even that old. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
she still have a lot of life to live. So but I know it's boring. Like I don't have any intentions on watching. I support her, but not gonna waste my time watching it. Um, no.
Love her dearly though,
Was
but
she
she
ready to come out? Is she ready to find was she ready to find President S and Pants? and she ready to meet him outside on the corner of of
Mhm.
Fifth Avenue, and she ready to throw down, I'm watching.
Oh,
No, let's get into this. Go ahead. Let's play the clip.
I wanted to say this too. Going into this topic here. Um, So with going into this, like I said again, I watched the show. I love NeNe's show. Big ups to her. But this was a really great interview. It really was because it gave us a good point of view of LaTocha's story. But here's the part that really was very controversial to some people. What did DJ Rick say? He said that's Sierra from Love and Hip Hop right here, right here, and NeNe promoted it a while back. Has it changed?
Wait, is that
Um,
Sierra? Sierra? Or is that not Sierra? That's Is that what you call her daughter, Sierra, or is that somebody else?
Um, that's a good
I
question.
know who I think I know who he talking about, but I don't think that's her on the show because you would know because them lips is real plump and she just has a face that looks done.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm not being funny. I'm being serious.
go ahead, Chris.
I
Glam,
mean, I couldn't
Sierra
tell.
glam shot.
I get it. I get it.
yeah.
That's what we all got. We all understood what you were
No,
saying.
he said no.
Yeah,
The
the glam
one that
shot.
has the shop.
Yes,
Oh,
it's not
okay,
her.
okay. I don't know if that's her. Is it? Anyway,
Mm-mm.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure
I've
that one
seen her
out.
before. I just don't know if that's the same person. You know,
But yeah, here's the video that that brought up a lot of controversy. So here it is, right
That I would say would bother me the most is my sister.
Oh man.
Like that would be the most. I mean, these all of them are my sister, but my blood sister.
Yes.
That is the part to me. Like, have my bag.
I remember when we were about to do Understanding, the song was getting ready to come out, and she had gotten pregnant. And I'll never forget, they were like, okay, we're going to kick her out. That bothered me.
Yes.
I said, Marcia, and even though I knew I was like, Tamika, we need to use, everybody was like, we use birth control. This is our first time. The world doesn't even know Xscape yet.
Yeah.
So you're going to forfeit all of this, and I felt away, but I couldn't give up on my sister. You know what I told them? She goes, I go.
Yeah.
That could have been my whole career. I wouldn't have been sitting here. You wouldn't have been asking me about Xscape.
Right. Right.
Because that's the love and the loyalty that I had.
Is she the owner of Xscape? She owns the I don't know.
The name. No, I own the name.
No, girl. Let me turn my chair back around. Wait 1 second.
I own the name. Ew.
Now, how they gonna be outside using it?
That's why everybody's like, what are you doing? Why?
How can they? I mean, but wait a minute now. This is a trademark name.
Yes, ma'am.
And they
you can go look it up yourself. Yes.
How they get to do that?
They're not supposed to.
So if you really wanted to,
if I really wanted to,
you could really sue them or
if
something.
I really
like
wanted to.
Because I've always thought that Tiny owned the name for
she
some
does
reason.
not. No.
But if you really wanted to go a step further, you could.
I mean, I put my sister's name on it, so both of us at this point own it.
What you think it would take for you to reunite with Xscape?
Well, they will have to be willing to want
Talk
me.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, want you. I get
simple as that. They would have to say, "Oh, we'll talk to her now."
This is exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about accountability and when you become an adult. Oh, actually, anybody at any age should be accountable. And my problem here is, I guess she expects people to not be. There's a lot of Xscape fans who have been tuned in for a long time, and they've had issues with that name before. But if she owned the name, when Candy left that time, they would not have released that album with a different name, that Xscape 3. When Candy left, if they own the name, because from what I know is that they all own name. That's from what I was always.
Well, there are receipts to this, and I want to give credit to the neighborhood talk for that clip. But there are receipts, and receipts have been shown that LaTocha and her sister do own the name to Xscape. So yes, the receipts are definitely there. So no one else in the group owns it.
That's interesting.
So yeah, she was definitely right in what she said. Look,
She
I had to go
own the name. That's why. That's the whole reason why she tried to stop them from being able to not pay her for
Mm-hmm.
not going on the tour. Now, I definitely believe that because all three of the other group members said that they told LaTocha to come on the tour, and LaTocha decided she did not want to go. But then when they left without her anyway, that's why she said, y'all have to pay me because that's my name. So
Mm-hmm.
any money that y'all are making under my name,
Mm-hmm.
I get a cut. She was being petty listening to that whack ass nigga of hers.
You know what's just kind of weird about it? Like my thing is, okay, this is my thing. So if I and it's not, they're not random people. These people were friends. I mean, they went to school
Yeah.
together, and it's just like I feel like, let's say the four of us had a group, whatever business we had.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's very shady for me to just own all of something that I'm not all of, because I feel like we
What's going
all
on, Jr.?
equally. But you know, that's just me. I'm not, you know,
I know.
now that's true. 'Cause I've been struggling since this era. You know, I really don't like lace fronts, period. But you know, I'm not here to talk about any black women because I feel like black women have been judged and ridiculed for their hair since the Eve gene. I feel like we don't give y'all a break. Like just like I don't care if you wear a bonnet, I don't care if you wear whatever. Just live and be great. That's
Now
all I
y'all
can.
know. Now y'all know. Monique did say something about them bonnets. Now.
She
Yes, she
did,
did.
but she need to save her legs, so she has no room. And that's just me. And I always tell people all the time, what I say or what I think don't matter when it comes to black women. As long as you raise your children and treat your children right and do what you're supposed to do as a black woman, live your life. Come out there, shave your head, do whatever. But people gonna be mad at black women for anything they do. So I'm just saying, that's why I love black women not caring in this moment of time. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Just more power
Oh,
to y'all black women.
I wanted to say what DJ Rick was talking about because this yeah, I do want to bring that up because there was some bits and parts of people were asking what why did NeNe stop my girlfriend and me or whatever the show was called, me and my homegirl. So what had the way that this went about of her being able to start her own show, the NeNe Leak show, was the girl who she was her co-host. I forgot old girl's name.
Sierra, that's who
That's
DJ
the
Rick was
person he
talking
talking
about.
about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so her. So the way that it came about was NeNe kept showing up for the tapings or whatnot for the show. Sierra kept being a no show.
Oh,
So what happened was they had to figure out how can we change this and use it for something because money was going into this sit. It was a whole sit. They had a whole production there, a whole crew, everything. And so NeNe and her team talked it over with the people that I guess that own the whole venue and everything like that, and that's how the NeNe Leak show formulated because NeNe kept showing up and old girl just disappeared. They was like they tried to reach out to her, no type of communication. She just basically just went ghost,
mm.
and that's how this show came about.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay. Learn
It
something
I
new
makes
every
it
day.
makes sense. It makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it does. I
It
love that
seemed like
set.
it came out of nowhere, but it's not. That's not the case. So I get it. I get it.
yeah, and NeNe was ready to work, like so it was like okay,
Where else? What else is doing?
She said, I'm very rich, bitch. She's all about her DJ Rick is messy.
I
Why Mama
can't deal.
D look like NeNe?
Saying, yeah, yeah,
But I am happy for her because this is something that a lot of her fans, including myself, have been wanting for her.
yeah.
And I think this really is a great avenue for her. And a lot of people did give her a hard way to go with her first two interviews. Was like, she's not doing this, she's not doing that. But you got to realize she's coming into a whole new role. From being, a co-host with someone to now being the main center of the show and having to host the show. So, that's a lot for someone to having to, kind of change over for themselves and everything like that. So
NeNe
people
has a
have to
lot of
understand
talent. NeNe has a lot of talent, so
Yes.
everything she touch and do is gonna turn to
I will
gold.
agree. I'm a fan of NeNe, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
and it's not just. it ain't even her crazy. It's her. It's her.
Hmm.
She has a special thing about her, and on one day it's going to capitalize in her greatest benefit. Like I do think she's talented. I do think she's smart too. And I think she also need to come back to Real Housewives.
She is missing.
This
She is
morning
missing
without
in
her.
Housewives. She is definitely missing in Housewives. NeNe brought that flavor to
Yeah.
Housewives. And a lot of people fail to realize that with her. Like, they're like, okay, the show is better without her. Some people are like, the show is better with her. I'm one of those ones that I believe the show is better with her on it, because she is the true OG of the show. And then
Mhm.
also on top of that, she's just NeNe. Like, that type of personality and that flavor that she brings, it's undeniable. And that's one of the things where I love about her. I love her personality. Now let her grow.
Yeah, venture onto something else. Bravo done made enough money off of NeNe. Now she need to make all her own coin.
And I
Her
think this
talent
right
is
here,
amazing.
yeah, and I think this right here is going to open that door for her, because, like I said, it's letting her be able to just be her, and it's not something that's being forced upon of
Yeah.
her trying to have to showcase and bring out a storyline and all this other stuff. I think this is a really great feel for her, and plus she's a grandmother now.
Mm.
Um, so I think this is a great avenue for her. I really do. I mean, I take it either way, because I love my girl. But, I think this right here is where she's going to be able to showcase more. And I think a lot of her personality is going to shine, and she'll be able to come up with more creative ways to produce her show and how to make the show a lot better and things of that nature as time goes on. Oprah didn't, become Oprah overnight like that. Time went on to her putting more creativity into her show and things like that as time went on.
Sometimes I wonder about Oprah, and it just goes to show you what a God has for you is for you.
Hmm.
And I always tell me this is just a moment of. I know Chris gonna have a moment of encouragement later, but if you think about it, had she gotten that head anchor job at Channel Two and not Mike
Yep.
Hoffman,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
She
wonder
would
like
not be where she's
would
at
she
today.
would she have moved to Chicago? You know, and she pretty much changed talk shows for history to come.
Yeah.
When she was the first black woman, and she just really just did what she did, and she did it her way. Because she's the first one I believe that was making like every hour she was making like $1 million, like just owning everything, owning her production company, owning everything.
JR, she was going to be doing some things with Zeus. I don't think they had anything for her, so she didn't end up doing anything
She's
at
probably
that
doing
time.
it
But
the right way now.
she did talk to Lemmy, and they were talking about doing some things, but that never, it never came to part because he didn't have anything for it at the time.
She ain't had, he ain't had, she didn't, he didn't have the money.
That
That
exactly.
Exactly.
was it.
Now, let's just put that out there. He ain't had the money.
He
He
ain't
ain't
had the
have it.
money.
But let's
Um,
just talk about what LaTocha
yeah.
said
Yes.
on here
Yes.
because I'm ready to rip her a new
Go
asshole.
ahead. The floor is yours.
Go ahead, some.
The screen is yours.
First of
Tamika.
all, in my candy voice, the lies, okay? That this bitch keeps the lies. I'm
You
so
almost sound like a.
I'm so sick of her motherfucking ass. I just don't even know what to do. First of all, she done she forgets that true Escape fans know that this bitch was trying to go solo a long ass time ago. NeNe specifically asked her, didn't you exactly? It's piping hot, goddamn. So, and then they watched. Did y'all see R&B Divas?
I used to watch that. That was my show.
I didn't get a
Okay,
chance to really
thank
watch it.
you. Okay, well, when she was on that show, she was acting funny. You know what I'm saying? Big ass attitude. I'm the best. Blah blah blah. You might be a really an above singer than I feel like her and her sister are the best vocalists in the group,
Yes.
so to
Yes.
speak. But her personality is trash. And that's why she can't go any further than the group. And then to have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to treat the group like that don't mean shit to her. It just bothers me because baby, you tried to go solo multiple times and you flopped. Nobody wanted you. She made a gospel album.
Oh,
She Latasha Scott made a gospel album. You didn't know that?
yeah.
I had no
Uh,
idea.
I had no idea either.
Yes,
Remember she
and
did.
no,
She made it for a Grammy Award.
nobody wanted to
Your
hear it, okay? All right. She couldn't go solo. She tried. And then let's not forget that on the show, her argument with her sister came about because her sister had the receipts, honey.
Mhm.
That man, the LaTocha's husband, had stole $30,000 um from her.
30,000.
Hmm.
$30,000. See, I wouldn't play
Ooh.
about my coin either. And then while NeNe was actually being messy when she said, "See, it would be about my sister for me and the loyalty. And
Uh-huh.
if and even if my sister had done something
Right,
wrong
Rick.
to me or not, she is all over the place because she's lying." Then when she came and did that remix song, the Chris Brown song that she redid,
Which is actually
uh,
pretty good.
she specifically said she left her husband 2 years ago, and now she ready to make it right. And yes, sis, let's get together and talk about those residuals, which is the money that she stole from her sister. You understand? So her sister was all ready to, have this talk and give me my coin, please.
Mhm.
But then when she finally, and her sister went on a Breakfast Club, as a matter of fact, right after that. You're right, DJ Rick. I'm telling you, she went. I know what I'm talking about. And after all that, she Tamika went on there and said, "My sister has not called me. She has not reached out. She know where I stay. She ain't pulled up." And as a matter of fact, they went to a family function, and Tamika was there before her mother and her sister arrived, and said when they both got there to the family function and saw Tamika, they turned around and left.
Mm.
Oh,
Mm.
terrible.
So if she was really, she tried to make it seem like she was the one all with open arms, ready to reconcile with her sister and make everything right. She's a fucking liar, okay? Habitually. The bitch
Better
don't know
call
the
her
truth.
out, Summer.
I just think she's the type of person who believe her own stories that she be saying.
Oh, ooh, ooh,
She
ooh,
one of
ooh,
them
ooh, ooh.
I,
because
I don't like those
you
types.
could,
Those type of people really irritate me.
yeah,
I don't
you could
like
put a lie detector on this bitch and she'd likely pass it because she really believes in herself.
that.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
And realistically, it's because she is again trying to do something solo, and she, just like DJ Rick said, she's doing it for clout to keep her. See, she thought when she did that little remix that we was gonna be checking for her. Where's LaTocha? Newsflash, bitch. No one cares where you are. Go on back with your nigga because she lied and said they was broken up. That residuals was just a couple of months ago, and now they ain't never split up. You see the lies? The bitch wouldn't know the truth if it came up and ate her pussy. I just don't. I don't get
Summer
it.
is hilarious.
I don't get it. I want her to just. I'm glad Xscape is doing well and still going on to make their coin without her fucking ass. And since your man is so smart and he's managing so well, let's let him keep on trying to get you a record deal, honey, and let's see how it goes for you.
You know what what drains me? It's just that we've been talking about this for how many years? This is not going on year 3 or 4, and I just feel
Yeah, it has been.
like Summer saying, we just don't care anymore. I don't think we ever cared, but I just feel like it's
What's
just
going on, Tanya?
how are you going to keep the story going and try to make it be in your benefit? Like she's trying to. She still haven't really gave her ex husband or whoever he is to her now the business, and that's my thing. If you embarrass your family and your group on TV because of his BS, I feel like you need to give him the same energy you gave your sister, your mama, and the girls in the group. I feel like it's time for you to show that if you're sorry, which she is not sorry because she was a part of it. There's no way you're gonna steal money from my group. And if she says she owned the name, that means she gave the green light to steal money. So I'm
Right.
just saying, you're not gonna sit here and BS a BS shitter, as they say.
Yeah.
She's giving Monique
If I
and her
want to do it,
husband
I can do
vibes
it.
to
You're
me.
not gonna
Tanya,
Yeah.
Tanya, you is on one.
Hey,
Stand for-
Tanya, girl.
That's it. That's it. That's
No,
it.
she really is. Monique and her husband. Like, we do everything together. Well, then y'all stole the 30K together too, liar.
Who was that said? Was it Candy that said as soon as she lost some weight, she was acting brand new? I was like, she
Yeah,
acting like that since the beginning.
she has. No, but she wasn't confident at first because she was the fat one of the
That's
group.
true, DJ Rick.
I feel like
That's
it's
true.
one of those things that I just feel like I ain't hearing nobody that's not accountable. I be like, okay, you want to blame everybody else, you want to put it on everybody else and not be accountable. There's no more we have to talk about. I don't go back and forth with people who I know. If I'm going to be accountable, I expect other people to be accountable.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. And that's what it is right now. It's like no one holds themselves accountable anymore. Is that a new thing now? Is that a new trend that people just don't hold themselves
It's
accountable if
a
you know you've been dumb?
2025 thing.
People don't want to be accountable, and I just don't understand because I feel like it's so much growth when you be like, I did it, I messed up. You
Right.
know,
It was me.
nobody is
It was
nobody is perfect. Like we all out here trying to figure out life. We don't figure it out until we die. Sometimes some people don't ever figure it out then. So
that
I
part.
feel like we all in here just trying to figure life out, and we ain't got to make it more difficult with you not being honest. I feel like you not being honest. I mean, I ain't got time to try to figure you out, me out, her out, all these people out. I just tell people, go ahead and tell that story. Go do the talk show circuit and just let have. But we
And
know.
that's what it is. It's like, how many times are you gonna go on someone's show and tell the same story and try to make it a different thing and then try to make yourself be the victim?
Mm.
Um, that's where I'm getting at. The
His
audacity is
audacity is
that
at an all-time high. That's why.
it is.
Is she still signed to? Okay, so she was signed to Motown's gospel label. Uh,
Hmm.
is she still signed to them?
That's a good question. I can go ahead and research it though.
Look, because let
You
me
know
tell you,
what? The gospel community is stricter on them people than the R&B community is. So
right?
if she ain't getting no press play over here, she's definitely not going to win over the people of the Lord.
Yeah, because Motown, the gospel is
She
actually different from
is
Motown
signed.
label.
She's still signed to Motown Gospel. Yep.
I mean, they don't have. I mean, I would keep her signed because she comes with potentially more. Because I mean, I can see, and I'm just saying, I got a little gift. I can see one day Candy
Right,
and
DJ Rick.
Tasha get into the studio. I can see that happening, and it benefits the gospel label. I can see it because I feel like it's the inevitable. Because how long y'all gonna keep this circle going around? Like we ain't talking to her. I mean, at some point, you gonna forgive and move on, or just be mad for the rest of your life. And I feel like those are your
So, but
choices.
here's the thing right here, though, Rachàd. When I was reading this, it says that she signed to Motown Gospel through her own label, Made Girl Music, a division of Capital CMG Capital and Universal Music Group. She is
Oh,
a
that's a lot of people.
solo artist known for her time in R&B group Xscape. Yeah.
That's a lot of people in my
Because she's
pocket.
not
That's a lot of
known
people in
for
my
her
pocket.
solo artistry. She hasn't ever had a solo career, okay? It has flopped every single time.
I remember when Candy and her got in an argument. The first, I forgot what show it was. I guess it was one of their little specials they had. And all I know is when, and I know this for a fact, this is what they told Candy. They told Candy to go ahead and start her modeling career. They're like, I don't care what anybody.
That's a
Candy,
fucking lie. That
that's what.
really grinded
That's
my
no.
gears.
So Candy did have a little modeling.
But that's not what happened.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
what
what
pissed me
Tasha told Candy
Right, DJ Rick.
because when Candy was getting when they were saying Candy was having sex with Jermaine Dupri, which she was, and then but
Mhm.
wasn't having sex with all the people they were saying like Jermaine's dad and stuff. But they were like,
Probably so.
no, that wasn't true. But
A lot going on.
there's a lot. I feel like at their age, because they clearly in their 50s. So I'm just trying to figure out like what was how long we're gonna keep this going because your better years are behind you. And that's another thing that pisses me off. Like, we're gonna keep doing this up forever. Like I just feel like I'm not gonna do the same conversation. We either moving forward or I ain't got to deal with you anymore for the rest of my life. I feel like
Exactly.
that's how we be at peace in life. I feel like we're trying to, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's
I
go
feel
talk.
like everybody in the group tried to put it to rest. But
Yes,
Latasha feels like somebody owe her something because she feels like she's the best, she's the reason for the group and she's the better person in the group. honey, you not carrying the group. You're not.
Yeah, because that's one group
They-
I would say it's a group. Like they all have something
Yep.
good to give.
Exactly. What DJ Rick said, Candy is doing it with the latest model pics she has. She could be that girl.
Right.
Yeah,
She good.
Candy could have had a great modeling career. I'm not saying she can't now, but I'm just saying, but like I feel like she could have if she wanted to.
And then JR,
Oh, hell
she's been
no.
trying to destroy that group for years. She's not going to get anywhere if she doesn't get that hate out her heart with her big ass Cabbage Patch Kid.
I'm telling you. I'm just saying.
I don't know what to say.
Okay, I cannot.
Well,
Watch
you
one.
know, that
Candy
was
Um,
was
the
a
argument. Now this is a fact. Candy, they did say Candy was the lead singer, but Tasha was pissed off about that because she
hmm
felt like Candy couldn't sing as good as her. So
right.
she felt she should be the lead singer. But the reason why she wasn't the lead singer is because she was fat. That's
I
just
think
the
I
truth.
think that's part of it, but also, I mean, I'm not saying I think all the girls can sing in their own right.
Yeah, they
I
can.
would give Tasha some credit. Tasha, in the '90s was I feel like, but her like they keep saying her voice hasn't really matured into a different. She's still doing the same runs. Like girls of today don't even run like that anymore. And she's still doing them '90 runs. And I'm not trying to because she can sing better than me, so I'm not really hating on her. But I feel like if you have a craft, you need to work on your craft and improve it. I feel like there's nothing. Mm, I can
Now,
find
now,
a hundred
Latasha,
girls that
I,
sound just like
I,
them.
I do want to say I do have something to say about that about this part about her when she said she lost weight, and she said that Candy was hating on her because she had lost all that weight. Now, Latasha,
Come on,
why you got to go and say some stuff like that, and you over there exaggerating? Candy can't care less about she done lost all that
Candy
weight.
wants you to be healthy. I believe. I believe she wants you to get you
I
to
don't
healthy.
think Candy give a fuck if she lost a pound or not. She the one got to carry around all that back fat. You think Candy worried about it? Candy's tight. Candy's pulled together, okay? You the one probably stuffing your stomach down like a crescent roll down into your damn waist shaper so that you can
Oh my God.
look good in your outfits. Girl, shut the fuck up.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Y'all really trying to make
Instead
something.
of teaching somebody to sing a part, best sing it yourself.
More of the story is, Latasha, we not finna buy your album until you give your sister that fucking 30,000 and
I,
admit that you are a manipulative um bitch who what is that word? Spiteful. You're spiteful. And your broke ass, nothing else. If your husband was such a manager, who the fuck else does he manage? I'll wait. Let me sip my tea. Cause he ain't managing no
Hey,
damn.
hey, hey! Let's bring Monique in this. Let's bring Monique in. They're the same person.
Okay.
and then we and then we still not buy it.
Right. We still ain't gonna buy your album, but we at least will feel better about you as a human.
Yeah, we want the
Her
best.
best bet is to go ahead over to country, since they might not know who she is, and then
See,
see if she can put a country album out and see how
she would
that
have needed
works.
Beyonce. They'll get her together.
Right, that's what I was about to say. They didn't even let Beyonce over there.
They would
So let's go.
get her together. She wouldn't even be invited to anything. At least Beyonce got buying power and name power.
Yeah.
They not gonna get. And then they didn't even let who was that um who was that? It was another one that was trying to get into country too. Who was that? K Michelle.
Now, okay, I'm gonna give K
Oh yeah,
Michelle
she
some credit.
did try.
I'm gonna give her some credit. K
hmm
Michelle had a good album. I mean, I'm not even a K Michelle fan, but she did had a good album. It was true country. I'm just gonna say that. Sorry, Jeremy.
Tanya, Tanya,
Tanya,
you
I'm
can
not fooling with you.
wait. No, you can lean on me because I'm gonna tell you, Chris knows me. That's what I'm known for. I cuss a motherfucker the fuck out. Okay.
Indeed, all day, all day. What DJ Rick said? No, they didn't
He said they
take
didn't take
Beyonce. No,
Beyonce. No, the people in the industry did not take Beyonce, not at all. But the industry wanted that attention.
no. K got nominated. Beyonce didn't. And yeah,
I
that is
forgot.
true.
That is true. See, I told y'all the K Michelle album was really good. I was like, this is her lane right here. I felt like it was more suitable for her voice than R&B.
Yeah, it was good.
Latasha,
But she's one of
Latasha.
them people that's hard to work with too.
Yeah,
Yeah, very
Yeah,
difficult.
they accepted K. Yeah, you right, DJ Rick. They did. They
they
did. They
said
did.
she a
They
little.
did.
I guess she a little better since she had the implants removed.
Yeah, but Latasha, before we move on, you need to get your life in order and stop going out here and living in this make believe fantasy world because whatever world you live in ain't it. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next topic.
Let's go.
Kenya Moore spilled all the piping hot tea in a new confessional. Well,
Let's go.
well. I don't even know where to start with this one.
Is there a clip?
Yeah, I believe I do have. Yeah, I do have a clip.
Let's just start it.
So we'll
Let's
start
start.
with the clip and then we'll go from there. But here's what Miss Kenya Moore said in this little brief clip.
She misinterpreted your energy. Oh, I don't think she misinterpreted anything. It was all very calculated. So the first interaction I had with all of the ladies was actually really pleasant. I was excited to meet them. It was season 16. I'm like, oh my God, this is
Nice.
season 16. I'm the only one standing that's a real OG, 12, 13 years in, and I felt like I could be mother to everyone. I'm a mother, okay? Show these girls I've been through the fire. I know what it's like to be a newbie. I know what it's like to be here. I know everything that could possibly happen has happened to me on this show. And I just remember coming in just being very pleasant to everyone. And there was an issue about a ring that someone made. I feel as though that was clearly a made up issue. If someone has an engagement ring on and not a wedding band, not the other way around, because if you just have on one ring and it's just a circular ring, that's usually a wedding band. Now you can choose to wear whatever you want to wear on your hand. No one's saying that. Why you feel like
She another one that's not accountable. I mean, and I'm telling you, like, I just feel like I watched the episode. I actually love this season, but I'm like, you started with that girl because
She did.
you accused her of having a second marriage, and she had clearly told you that. And it started from this moment because you were like, "Oh, but that's so." If she already told you this is from her first year anniversary, then why are you still going in? She's explained what's
Right,
happening.
DJ Rick.
My thing is, I wouldn't even think about. I know people wear wedding bands. People wear, and a lot of celebrities don't even wear. They wear. They call it cosmetic rings. They wear duplicates in public, because of the high pro. A lot of people get their jewelry stolen. Like even what's Kim Kardashian when she got all her jewelry stolen up in,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of them don't even wear. I remember when Monica was first engaged, and she had a nice ring, and I asked her, I said, "That doesn't look like the other one." She said, "Well, this is a duplicate, and that's what she travels with." And I was like, "Oh." But it's like a replica, but it ain't. Somebody rob her and it's still you ain't getting it. Everything else in the safe. So I feel like I'm not so concerned with what someone. I wouldn't be concerned. I wouldn't care if you tell me you married and it's your first husband. That's what it is. I don't. I'm not gonna go based on what I assume. And I think that's a problem with a lot of people in life. A lot of people assume and then they end up looking stupid.
I want to say this because of course, I wasn't finna go ahead and get bits and pieces from this 30-minute confessional that she did. It was a very long confessional for me. So I just, I wanted to get a few of the facts of what she had said. And there was a lot. I mean, when I say there's a lot, because she even goes in on Bravo and Andy, and she talks about racism with Bravo and things that they try. Like, she really goes in on this. She called out Portia Williams. There was one thing that I wanted to get on this one. She did say something about this. She said, "I know for a fact that one," because Portia had said, "I know for a fact that one of these housewives who is still on the show is the one who gave Kenya a big part of that nude information." Williams alleged on her YouTube channel. Um, Kenya Moore basically went on and immediately attacked Portia for what she said. She said, "Absolutely no one gave me anything. Stop using my situation for clickbait." Um, and she also said, trying to profit off of her storyline. Then she went on as far as to um,
She does look
What
beautiful.
JR said?
She
JR
does look
said
beautiful. She does
she
look
looks
beautiful. I
perfect.
can't
She
deny
does
that
look.
girl is
She does.
beautiful.
She does. She does. I will give her that. And then Tanya just said she went from nice pageant queen went straight to hell. Now she
Mhm.
just rolling around down there like it's her permanent home.
For
It's the
real.
hottest spot she could find.
Facts.
I can't. I can't. But yeah, so she went on ahead and she was debunking the revenge porn accusations. So she said that's a lie. Even repeating in 3 times for emphasis, she clarifies that the photos were already publicly available across multiple adult sites. Now that's news to me.
See, this is
Then she also said uh, she said that she even sought legal advice, confirming that under Georgia law, because the images were searchable and publicly accessible, it does not constitute as revenge porn.
Her lawyer done taught her well.
See, that's the problem she's having.
Hmm.
She's just because something is out there doesn't mean it's easily accessible. Because for one, when you go to a porn website, there's a legal um, disclaimer. Yeah, I'm sure she didn't have in her text messages. There's things that happen, and it's how she used the information. It's not what she did.
Hmm.
She did it and posted it on display for people. And my problem also is with Bravo, because my thing is, if you're gonna punish her, then you need to punish everybody. You need to punish the producer. You need to punish the cameraman, whoever had anything to do with that particular segment,
Everybody. Hmm.
because you literally, you knew what was happening. It's not like she just came in, because everything has, like, I think we talked about this before. Everything has
Hmm.
to be approved by production. So you're not just gonna sit here and just put it all on her. That's my problem, and I agree with her on this. But you know what you sign up for. I mean, to sign up for a housewife show, you're signing up to be a part of racism. You're signing up to make yourself look poor in the light. You make
Right.
yourself not look
That's
good.
it.
So my thing is, don't, when the money stops, don't get mad now because you've always been a part of something racist.
Exactly. And here's another thing too that she I was actually surprised that she took accountability. She said because she confessed to her wrongdoings. She basically said that she she didn't shy away from owning her vindictive actions. She admitted what she did was unacceptable and even shared an audible clip, which of course I didn't get, apologizing to Edie and the entire cast. Which I'm shocked in a way that Kenya actually took
Accountability,
accountability. Now this is
partially.
right, right, right. I mean,
She
but this is
said
still a
she
big step.
shared it with Bravo because it's really Bravo's fault because they shouldn't have let it be aired if it wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But Kenya is known for doing real fucked up shit to people. Just like Tiny was saying, she's a little demon. She'll go
Wait a
around.
minute, wait a minute. I'm reading this what Rick saying. He said Dwayne, Candy's assistant, y'all know Dwayne, assistant said they all knew, but they want her not to show them, but she
But
did.
she did anyway. Yeah, I believe that. I believe they said that was going too far. But I mean, I don't care what a nobody ass bitch has to say about me. I wouldn't even give that bitch the time of day. Like, who is Britt Edie? I mean, I don't know who she is, but hey, um, I just feel like, first of all, Kenya, why would you mess up your 13-year check
All right.
for this newbie? Now you not getting paid all because you wanted to teach a bitch a lesson and you got taught.
Because she feel like she can get away with it like she did with Kim Fields, but I'm like, you
Hmm.
can't do that with everybody.
You can't.
You can't do that with everybody. Everybody's not Kim Fields. So, you can't keep constantly being the bully to everybody and think that everybody's just gonna lay down and let you keep doing that to them. Just like even what she just said here. This is what she really thinks of Edie. She said in the first few weeks of the show, Moore claimed that Edie was born and their negative interactions were calculated to create a storyline for the show. She said, I think when she was interviewing for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, she wanted the villain role, more speculated, believing that Edie promised production to go after the reality
Oh wow.
veteran. She also accused Bravo of ignoring Edie's threats during filming. I keep a pistol for bitches like you, she recalls Edie saying.
I mean, honestly, if you put some of my porn on a big poster for everybody to see. I might whoop your ass right outside this door. I mean, I can't be really mad at, like, you can't, people respond to certain things differently. Now you put my shit on the internet for everybody to see. I'm glad that they blurred it out, but it's just the point. Now you got random people walking into your store seeing my cooch.
Mm.
That's the part right there for me. It's just like, yo, like you went way below the belt. I mean, yeah, she may have said that she have guns and pistols or whatever, but that's different than you sitting up here posting this girl's private life, private activities, or whatever she was doing. That's like way below the belt. Like you went to a whole nother level, a whole nother level.
Unnecessary. It was
And
unnecessary.
this was supposed to be your
Too
day. This was supposed to
unnecessary.
be your. So you took your day. You took from what was supposed to be your day, your time, to go ahead and talk about this hoe. Like,
Exactly. She should have been promoting that hair care line.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
That's all she
Promote
should
your
have been doing.
brand, honey.
Keep
Make some
promoting
money.
care.
Make some money.
Yeah,
I just don't understand.
it's very
I
bizarre.
bet she
That's
did
one.
sell whip too.
She said, "What did DJ Rick said? She
She
didn't
said
say
she
that
have a
she
pistol and whip
said
car.
I have a pistol and whip in the car, which she was making a past reference to an old clip from the old Housewives past."
I
Um,
didn't catch the reference. I guess.
Yeah, I must have missed that reference too.
Yeah, I missed it.
Jr. said she went down the line and took accountability for all of her incidents from previous seasons, including Tootie.
Oh, I
uh,
would say Kenya is more tolerable since she became a mother. And I wish she was always a little better off. I understand the show is based on being messy and being weird. I guess if that makes sense. Like this, I wouldn't last on a show like that because I'm not
Mm-mm.
here to make your life or my life worse. That's just
Tanya said, I would not be surprised if Kim Fields messing around in the background just like Karma, but she deserved to get her ass whooped over that low down dirty mess.
It surely
Right.
does.
yeah. I can see Kim like this. She'd be her character like she is on that show. My show on Netflix. It's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, and I'm
yeah,
just
'cause
like,
she was boohoo snotting and crying when that boyfriend she had broke into her estate and broke the
oh
glass
yeah, I
out,
remember that.
knocked some shit, broke her
Like the
garage door
garage,
and
yeah.
shit.
That was
Yeah,
odd though. Yeah, it's so
because
bizarre.
she don't fight. See, what I don't like is people who do a lot of,
Yeah, hide their
Oh,
hands.
look at
starting
that, Rick.
shit with
Yeah,
people and then don't fight.
Did y'all see what
Because
Rick
the
just said?
wrong
That is
person is
true.
gonna clock you.
she had a
That
gun
is true what
before
DJ
she
Rick
gets
just
out of
said.
hand. Look, we need Jeremy on this one. He from
Yeah.
Detroit too.
Yeah.
He's from Detroit.
She did say that though. She said, "I'm from." She said where she was. Kenya was like, "Well, I'm from Detroit, and that's what we do." But honey, like, you nice and seasoned. Let's just say, just like she said, she wanted to be the mother of the show. Then you should carry yourself like a mother. You
Yeah,
Right.
know.
because you've been attacking other people and being
Since
just
she got there.
Since day one.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? They did say she paid him to be on the show, but I didn't know she paid him to break in her house too.
nah. That was some. I don't even know. It's just
I
so
thought
much.
he was just getting paid to be the boyfriend.
I didn't even
But
understand. I
now
never
here's the
understood
part
her
what she said
dating.
about Bravo. Now here's the interesting part what she said about Bravo. She called out Bravo for what she deemed as lack of fairness in the Housewives franchise. She said if Edie had said this to Teresa the Goduch, whatever that girl name is,
Yeah, got
or
him.
Kyle Richards, the response would have been more severe. She also said Um, they said they asked her what's up with the reunion. She said fans can't help but wonder whether Moore will get the chance for vindication during the reunion, which I doubt that she is because she got fired from my understanding. She admitted she was at first invited to the reunion, usually filmed in New York, but was later disinvited. Of course, you got fired.
Yeah. What more does she
Yeah,
want?
well, a lot of people don't read them contracts or remember what's in the contract. I feel like ain't nobody playing this game right, but but Portia, Portia,
Right.
producer, can I break the fourth wall?
Exactly.
You look, when in doubt, you got to ask. I feel like that's the problem with a lot of people. You can't use when it comes to a contract, you cannot use being unaware. because it's in the contract. You have to always be aware. So Portia might not be the brightest in the bunch, but she know how to
She
handle the
trying to
business.
keep her check going. I bet you that she want that check to
Look,
come.
look, the whole season she been like, "Can I break the fourth wall?"
Right.
I
She
don't know
said,
who
look,
her lawyer is because her lawyer said, "Just ask." They either
she
gonna
said,
air it or not.
I'm not finna get fired. She was like, I'm not finna get fired. Look, you can get fired, but I'm not getting fired. And that's the thing about it. But this is pure karma because she was the one that was pushing for NeNe to be fired.
What?
She was one of the
Yes.
ones that was pushing for NeNe to be fired.
Even Portia, after Portia dragged her, she was pushing for Portia to get fired.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was later told that NeNe had said it on her show. She said, yes, she was pushing for me to get fired
Walter,
from
that's
the
his
show.
name. I couldn't think of his
Yeah,
name.
that was his name, Walter. Yeah. Britt need to worry about
Oh,
her husband getting bent over in his back.
woo,
You sound like one of those girls. You like
woo, honey, Jr. What?
I can't. I
you know
can't.
that's what's going on right now. That's the rumor mill right there.
Can't. But yeah, like NeNe did say that. NeNe had came out and said that, and it's funny because now Karma something. That's why NeNe was laughing on her show. She said Karma's a bitch, but you can't wish for somebody to be fired from somewhere, and then you don't think Karma's going to later come back and get your ass.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
you
Everybody,
thought that
everybody
you
trying
kind
to
of
catch, everybody trying to catch a bag. Everyone is trying to catch a bag.
right. You can't even keep bullying people for year after year or season after season and think that karma's gonna come back to you. It's gonna come and get you at some time, at some point in time. It might not get you today or tomorrow, but it's gonna get you eventually.
And if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
Kenya don't really have a story. If she's talking about everybody else, she's the one that really don't have a storyline because she's been all ghoulied out and friendly with Portia because she ain't had no story, no storyline. I was like, when that first it was the first or second episode, I was like, what are they doing? Why are they sitting down at a restaurant eating and laughing? Because this ain't this not their relationship. I was like, this
Well,
not even. It,
Portia did say that her and Kenya did, get a lot closer. Once Kenya had became a mother
yeah,
or
I remember
whatnot,
that, but it wasn't
and
like that.
her being a mother as well.
I
And
think them
she
being a
said they
mother.
got close. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I agree with that. But I feel like I'm not gonna fake it because they
And then
don't.
she got mad at Portia because Portia didn't defend her. Why would I defend you? And you didn't sit here and put up this lady's personal business. And then you not only did you put up personal business out, but you did it in front of a large crowd and you didn't blow up these pictures so everybody could see it. Like, what are you doing?
Like that wouldn't even be anything that I would like. I feel like if she had left, like she did like a link or something, she probably
Yeah,
wouldn't be in much trouble. But you took it offline and actually posted it and put it. I just feel like it's a bizarre situation that I feel like
right, Rick.
I might personally don't feel like she got kicked off, but I don't care if she got kicked off.
Well, she
Yeah,
had one marriage, Rick,
yeah,
uh,
one.
and it didn't last long. They got that little girl out of it. That's it. And then he left her ass and asked for money.
I
Exactly.
mean, from what my Spidey sense would tell me, he wasn't interested in her anyway.
No, he was not.
No.
That was
Just
an
that
arranged.
money, though.
Yeah, it's that. Hey, I want a baby. You want a baby?
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Okay,
do
let's
this.
get one together. Cause I ain't gonna fuck with another bitch after you.
Mhm.
He gave me gay anyway.
That's
Look,
what
and
we're
I was
Did he
like,
saying. That's
really?
exactly what we're saying.
I
I
don't normally, and I'm telling you, I would never put that on anyone. Just
don't think he
period.
undercover. I think he right on top of the covers.
I'm just gonna say this because I don't have nothing bad. I think he's very attractive too. I think he's an attractive guy. I've never heard of his restaurants, but I think
No,
Me either.
no. But I'm just mad that Kenya fumbled a bag because instead of her, I would have ignored the fuck out of. Well, maybe so. I don't know. But they had a real legal lawsuit, so divorce lawsuit.
yeah, it was
So
challenging. But I think it had more to do with. I think she wanted everything to deal with her daughter named Royalty, right?
No.
now don't give me the line. I don't know what
That
it
is not.
is.
That
Definitely
is
not named
Tia
Roy.
Tiny Child.
Oh no, don't give me the line. I can't remember.
Anyway, I think
She's a
she
cute
wanted
little girl,
all.
but I don't know her name.
She's beautiful. Like she wanted all. I guess rights. He wanted
Custodial
full custody. She wanted full custody, and he was like, "No, this is my daughter too."
rights.
Right.
Yep.
She
Her
didn't get
name
a
is
contract.
Brooklyn. That's her name is
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. That's it. Yes,
Brooklyn, yeah, okay. There we go.
Mm.
Thank you, JR, because we ain't know.
because we were struggling.
I couldn't remember her damn name.
You know, I try not to get on children and ignore them because that girl is a very beautiful little girl, and I hope that she don't.
right, sis. Not on
Not
top of
on
the
top of yes, Mark was on top of the covers. He didn't give a damn if we knew.
Yeah, we got time for Waka Flocka, Mama.
Y'all want to knock this one out?
Let's go. Let's get it popping.
Cause we
Wake
can
me
hear
up. Let's go.
Yeah, because he goes to sleep when we talk about the housewives.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get into it. It's just so hard, but I still love y'all.
No, trust me. Look, look, I totally understand with it. Let's go ahead and get into this foolishness here because we even got a video for it. But it all got started with this though.
Waka's too
This
old to be
post
beefing
right
with this
here.
young man.
It got started by this because he wore this outfit. He was in Japan. And he wore this outfit, and Waka Flocka gonna talk about some. What the fuck you doing, little bro? Like, why do you even care?
But
Like,
he needs hair. I'm not saying he's unattractive. I just the hair. His hair helped give him an edge.
You think so?
I think. I mean, I think he's attractive. I just don't. I don't.
That is Sheen.
Yeah. That's pretty much. He went to the source.
Them look like hammer pants.
They do like a throwback hammer pants.
I mean, it's a good little fit of him being in Japan.
I actually feel like when you go and you travel and you try to get things custom or something that represents we get so, and this was another thing about our men who so stuck with masculinity. They think it got to look like a certain way. Each society has their own way of dressing, and I feel like he's blending in.
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with the outfit myself. I really don't.
But didn't he brag on Instagram?
Feminine.
But didn't he brag on Instagram and say it's like $2,000 pants? I think that was the purpose, right? Is that what he did?
I believe that's probably what it was. No, he looks better without hair.
But
he does look better without hair. I do. I can say that. I agree.
He looks better without hair. I don't know. I mean, he looks like a little boy to me. So that's all
he does
I
look like a
He's
child.
like a little boy.
That's Rachàd type right there.
I was just about to say, DJ Rick, I think he looks emo at the top and like Goku at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what it's giving.
I think
I don't see anything wrong with it myself.
I don't see anything wrong with it either. I think
Waka
the bag is what's taking over the edge, but he needs to bag. The bag needs to bag with that outfit. But
wait, ain't that Haley's baby daddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Son look just like him too.
Waka, I'm gonna need for you to mind your own business, and let's talk about you and about you supporting Trump. Let's talk about that because you worry about the wrong thing.
I agree.
His mama
you worry
was
about the wrong thing.
Who was I with? I just saw Waka Flocka mama. I'm just trying to figure out who was I with. I might have been with Rick. I'm trying to see who I just saw Waka's mama.
You was telling me about it. I know that.
I was telling you, I was like, I just saw him. And I can't remember where I was.
Here's the I'm gonna play the video about what DDG had said about what he said, and I actually agree with everything that he said. The bag can go though.
Yeah.
But this is what he had said in this video. Like I said, I agree with everything that he said in it. But here it is, right?
Bro, that shit. I seen a comment he said earlier about when I said something about the looking at a phone or some shit. Then the nigga gonna comment some shit like, "Boy, Waka low key on dick, bro." That shit. I seen a comment he said earlier about when I said something about the looking at a phone or some shit, then a nigga gonna comment some shit like, "This is female shit." And now he commented talking about, "What you doing, little bro?" Talking about my pants. Like, why are you commenting on everything involving me negative, but in person you, that boy Waka. Hey Waka, quit speaking on me, bro. That shit lame. That shit hella lame. Niggas respect you. I expect the same respect. I'm a grown ass man. I'm trying a little brother.
Are you trying to get it?
Should I put it at? Should I let it hang?
Let me see. I would say put it all up. Wait, let me see. No, let it hang, let it hang.
Hey, walk a little bullshit. shit like that. Now he like speaking on my fits and shit. I'm like, all right, like, who you listen to more, me or Waka? Huh? Me or Waka Flocka? Who you fuck with more? You?
No.
Here, hold this.
All right, we gonna talk about our craft now because Walker got some bars. I ain't saying that just because he's a homie, but I'm just saying like I don't know any of DDG music. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it.
I don't either. Honestly, I don't know. I
But,
don't.
you know,
I
I
don't
ain't
know.
hear it. It kind of ties back into what Terrence Howard, you know, even though we weren't talking about sex, we're talking about masculinity and things like that, how people perceive it, especially in our community. This is it's a good way to kind of close the show with our topic,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with, something we started off with, and I feel like we got, I'm not
Oh,
here to
it's called
say
Afro Punk. That's what the style is called. Afro Punk.
Afro Punk. That's it. I was trying to think of that. Thanks. You know what? I really appreciate y'all. All of our
Yeah.
viewers appreciate y'all because y'all really, yeah. See, back in the days, you don't know, yeah. Waka, he been around. But I do feel like it's kind of. I see what DDG is saying. It's kind of disrespectful. You think about it. Like I'm just out here traveling, trying to live my best life, and to see a comment that wasn't even petitioned for. It's like, why are you
Right.
like? Why are you talking? Like, leave me alone. And then they
He's
put love
trolling
rule.
him.
Even though I think Walker's really trying to be funny, I don't think he meant anything negative by it. But still, to go on, keep the comments between you and I. Let us be joking around, but you don't have to. You don't have to come on social media for us. Now we got everybody writing articles about it. Now I'm being asked every day about what's your comments, and it's a distraction. If you want to make a joke, make a joke, but keep it between you and I, not for the world. And I think there's a lot of, even though he meant it to be negative, I feel like, or why would he say it? But I don't know. I don't know, y'all.
Mm.
It's really giving a lot. I mean, for you to, and like he said this ain't the first time that he's commented on his stuff from what he was saying. Like, dude, like, what's your obsession with this man?
Yeah, your
Boosie.
old man probably trying to see something.
Another Boosie badass. Because he is really trolling him. Like, if he's commenting on multiple posts that he's making, like, why are you on my page like this, bro? Just ready to say something about
Right.
me that's negative, to call me out on my dress code, on everything. Like, mind your fucking business.
Speaking of Boosie, we didn't discuss him and his accident a couple weeks ago in Atlanta. He's fine. There was nothing wrong with him. But I know a lot of people was concerned because they said it was a bad accident. I didn't see any evidence of a bad accident, but he was in an accident. But
I
he's
I
am
didn't even know.
not
I didn't even know he was
surprised.
an accident.
yeah, it was
If
here in
you
Atlanta.
are doing a lot of drugs and then driving,
Yeah. I mean, one thing I might not care about Boosie, but I do care about another human, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I'm just not
feel like
shocked,
it's,
is what
yeah,
I'm
I do want his well being. I do want him to change. I do want him. I do see some changes in his ways. Hopefully his daughter and his relationship continues to flourish because it has gotten a lot better over the past year. But I still feel like he has issues. I still don't get him. But it's typical masculine mindset, toxic masculinity within our community.
hmm
Now, ain't
That's not
Waka
good.
Flocka way older than DDG?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. DDG like
Like, you
21,
taking on
22.
a child. Yeah, Waka Flocka
What?
like 21, right?
Walker,
Yeah,
right?
leave that little boy alone.
Waka's our age group person.
Right,
You better leave that little boy alone.
I'm like, why
like
you sitting there worried about that little man like that? Worry
Yeah,
about you
let
need to
him
be worried
breathe.
about you. I used to need to be worried about your boy Trump. That's what you need to be worried about. You
okay,
supported that man.
okay. Tell the
That's what you
truth.
need to be worried about.
He probably just butthurt because he lost Tammy and she been posting her new man.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yep, that's what that is. That's
He
what it's got to
let
be.
him.
For you to be constantly watching somebody else instead of watching what's going on with you, you got a serious issue.
I
Mm-hmm.
wonder why he wouldn't just try to take DDG under his wing and mentor him or something, like
DDG
opposed
don't need
to.
him. DDG don't need him
He
right now.
probably don't, but I'm just saying he knows something about the industry. Like, even if he was going to have something to say, why not make it something that the man can use? You know,
I wouldn't listen to Waka Flocka. He was the last man on earth. This man,
I
this
mean,
man
you
that
know,
sat here and voted for Trump. He that sat here. Just his personal views alone. I just couldn't. I couldn't.
Yeah, he's a little bad.
No, I couldn't. I wouldn't take no advice from him. And then no.
And I
I'm
see he
sorry.
bringing back the overalls with one off and one on. You know what I'm saying? We rocked
That's
out.
so old school right there.
Also,
That's
the little one
that
strap
retro.
how we used to wear it back in. I was in what, middle school.
That's that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna find me a short set and then I'm gonna alter it.
do it with that. Yeah,
What Jr. said? Boosie is all right. He had time to comment on Kanye sucking his.
yeah. I
So
didn't see that, but
you know,
I do want to talk about that next week because
Yeah, we talking
that
about that next week.
people do
needs
pick and
to
choose
be
what who they want to challenge. If you think about it,
discussed.
think about it. Like 50 Cent won't talk about too many people. Like he ain't gonna say nothing bad about Tyler Perry or won't let anyone talk about Tyler Perry in a negative way. See,
Right.
people choose who they want to attack because they know that they can get away with it. I'm
Right.
not gonna say
Yeah.
that Kanye because Kanye don't care. But we're gonna talk about it
He
next
don't.
week.
He really don't. Kanye really don't care. But
Kanye
yeah,
said
we'll be
it's
talking.
because he's not nobody owns him. And because nobody owns him, they can't take nothing from him for his comments. Basically money and deals and shit.
Because what I've noticed is there's some truth to everything that Kanye say. You just got to know what part is the truth and what part is just embellishment.
Mm-hmm.
If not, they would have been shut him up. And that's my thing. I said if none of this was true, because normally you can sue anyone or get money from them if you defame or say something that is not true. But ain't nobody sued him.
No. Well, and you know what? It's funny that no one
Just
has.
cease and desist.
Except, yeah, yeah. Taylor
Uh-huh.
Swift. That's just about as far as she went.
hmm
I think that I think a lot of people deep down inside kind of feel sorry for him to a certain degree, and they're like, okay, you know what? He already going through enough. We don't want to, we don't want to take it too far. But
Yeah,
if you
you're
keep
right.
going too far on me, I'm gonna have to go a little far on you.
You know, they always fear the ones who know where the bones are buried. You ever heard that saying, Summer?
Yeah.
No.
The one who knows where the bones are buried. You know, and Kanye been around. He know a lot of secrets.
He probably do, and he probably ain't scared to tell them.
They probably gonna say, "Y'all mess with me, I got you."
Yeah, not even
Right. Not
Beyonce
even
or
Beyonce or Jay
Jay-Z.
Z. Right.
Well, first of all, what they gonna sue him for? Telling the truth?
But
Because
the challenge was
you know,
the children.
he
He
not
went for the
taking it back
kid.
because what from my understanding there is some kind of
There's some learning.
issue with them. So I mean, was it rude and uncalled for?
Absolutely,
Yes, but
absolutely.
was it true? I'm feeling like that's the reason why they ain't said nothing.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a mess.
But also too, they don't need no heat on them with this Diddy shit still not closed all the way out.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
trial.
Till
Matter of
next
fact, we
year.
will be like I told everybody, our viewers, we will be covering that trial. That trial it was supposed to start next month. I think it got
yeah,
pushed back. If I think I read it correctly somewhere, I think it got pushed back for like two
there's so
months
much
or
that
something like
happened.
that.
There's so much that's happened because there's a lot of things. Like personally, and I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty. I'm saying the case is weak. That's
I'm
what I'm
just gonna
saying.
say this.
Basically,
Somebody decided he was gonna be the fall guy. He pissed off
they
the
definitely
wrong
decided that.
person, and they said, "Well, we're gonna let Diddy take the fall."
Yeah, and I'm not here to discuss anyone because I wasn't there. I tell people all the time I wasn't there. I learned it from Kiki Palmer when she told when she told what's her name Williams. She said because the gag is you wasn't there, and so I'm
Exactly.
like, when I ain't there, I ain't gonna say that.
Exactly. I don't know what he did, but
You know what it
all I
was? The
know
gag
is
is you wasn't there,
a lot of motherfuckers went to his parties and they said they were all fun.
and
They sure did.
no one made any complaints.
Well, a lot of them, some of them left the country. Like, what's that? What's his name? DiCaprio. What's his name?
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, he left the country.
Did he? Maybe he
Yeah.
already was gonna
I thought he
leave.
was already out of the country. I don't know. Maybe I
No,
don't know.
they said that they said as soon as these allegations started coming out, he left the country.
I
Wow.
mean, again, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I've
Oh
learned to
Yeah,
start saying that I wasn't there. That way, you can't place me
they
there.
said a lot of people were deleting photos and stuff of them being at his parties and all type of stuff.
You know what
I
tripped me
really
out?
feel like you going to a party doesn't implicate you in anything negative. Like, if I got invited to a I'm a star, and got invited to a star-studded party, and I wanted to go. Yes, I can go. But there were people who said they went to the parties, and you leave at midnight. You don't go to the after party, the after party.
Now I did hear. Allegedly, I heard that Jennifer Lopez, they're going to be forcing her to testify.
You should have married him.
No, she shouldn't. No, she probably made it
I'm
right.
joking because your spouse can't be forced to
Yeah,
testify.
they can't testify against you. Yeah.
I was saying should have married him.
But she can
It
just say,
didn't
I
take too
don't recall.
long.
She could say, I don't recall because it was been so long ago. I can't give you details on something that happened 20 years ago. Shit.
I bet you that's what she's
Especially
gonna
if
do
I
too.
was high.
I bet you that's what
But
she's gonna do.
in order for her
She
to
had
be
like all those other men after him too, like 20 other relationships. She can't
Right.
keep a man.
and Ben Affleck twice.
You can't keep them
And divorced again.
I can't.
I don't know. It's
I
so
can't
much.
even.
We going
Yeah,
into our next segment.
yeah. We're going into our next segment. Let's go ahead and get into it. Summer, you ready?
I'm ready.
Who my
All right.
favorite part?
Let's go ahead
I'm
and
going
get
to church.
into it.
Summer.
Look at that smile.
I love it.
Yes, so into this mental health moment. I know we talk a lot of shit every week about these celebrities, but I do want to encourage everybody to be gentle with yourselves, because with everything going on, I know a lot of times the hardest person that we speak negative things to is ourselves, and we really and truly need to show ourselves more grace, definitely, in our everyday, and stop worrying about everything that's going on around you, and find you some inner peace that you can sit with, when the shit hits the fan, the proverbial shit. you know. And also, I would like to tell y'all that Easter is not in the good book. It's about Ishtar, and it's about, getting babies, and it's really not good to participate with your kids. Just in case you did not know, just go do a little reading. It will help you know that that's a pagan holiday. It has nothing to do with Jesus. All right. And with that being said, see you next week.
All right. All right. All right. You gave us a little education moment. You gave us a little education and something for us to to lean on. Uh, Rachàd mix tonight. Blush birthday kickoff.
I don't know who that is. Are you going? Rashad ain't gonna be there today. He said, "Fuck Blush birthday. He ain't going." Just kidding.
So I take that as a no, Rachàd. Hey, I can't. I can't. And you on mute too. I can't.
That's what I know. It's getting too close to my bedtime. I'm
I
gonna,
cannot. But we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this encouragement moment real quick so we can go ahead and shut us out. But thank you,
I'll
Summer,
be
for
ready.
that education moment, though.
Encouraging moment, starring Chris.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this. What my sister say? This is my sister, my best friend's wife. Yes, yes, yes. Summer always give us something good. She always give us something good. That's why I say Happy Resurrection Day instead.
Yep, 'cause
Yes.
that's really what it's supposed to be about.
Yes, yes, yes. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into my encouragement moment. I actually have a good one, and I'm actually excited about this one because this one made my day. So there was some of my favorite people, the Democrats, had a press conference today, or if it was yesterday. It was either today or yesterday. But anyway, whatever day it was made me happy, and I just want to just throw this out there for you guys. Check this out.
to put his own Starlink in place at the FAA. We know that he just inked a multi-billion-dollar contract with the Department of Defense with his private rocket company. We know that he is trying to secure a contract with NOAA in order to take over that satellite program. And we know, or at least we suspect with very strong suspicion, that he is planning to take over AI contracts across the federal government. So we are putting you on notice, Elon Musk. You are fired. The American people are firing you, and you must clear out and get out of this office. Today, myself and Senator Warren are introducing legislation to ensure that this kind of corrupt abuse and grift and scam artists coming into the federal government through a special government employee can never happen again. So we must ensure that we have accountability. And with that, I say, Mr. Musk, you're fired.
I mean, the damage has been done, but okay.
You know that breaks me great joy.
Wasn't he leaving already?
Well, technically, he already knew that he only had 30. I think it's 30 days,
90 days,
or whatever day it was. I believe it was last week. So he has until May 30th. But that's the reason why he's trying to exit himself out, because he knows that he's going to get pushed out. Thank you, DJ Rick. Last week, last Friday. Thank you. I knew it was one of them days, but it just brought me great joy. It did. It brought me so.
Trump doesn't like to stay still. He loves to make random changes. That's what me and you, Chris, talked about.
Yeah.
Trump cannot keep his staff the same or anything.
Even the first term.
Exactly.
Really couldn't.
Nope. And he's not keeping it the same this time. So Elon Musk, your time is up. You have to go. We want you out. You're fired. Like you like to fire everybody else. You didn't fire all these government employees. So now it's your turn to be exiting on out the door too.
Bye bye.
So don't collect your what they said. Don't collect your 400 or whatever it is on Monopoly.
Oh, 200.
200. No, it says $200. Did not pass go. Did not.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I really think there's something that we are unaware of, and I do feel like, because I don't understand when Trump and Musk became friends, and I'm trying to figure out what
it was last year. Last year when he endorsed.
I know what they put in front of us. I'm saying the reality of it.
Oh,
you don't like someone, and remember, Trump is not the smartest person in the room. So, and what does Elon Musk do? I call him Alien Musk. What he does most is manipulate situations, and like he never founded anything. The satellite thing, internet is not his. Tesla wasn't his. SpaceX is not his. It's just he did hostile takeovers. And the way he does it is actually legal. So it's not like the mindset that he has. He, like someone has said before, he's mostly a product of apartheid. They call him the apartheid kid. Basically, he's South African, and a lot of people don't realize that that's all they did was just take companies from people, and the biggest racism in the world, because racism didn't start in the USA, but it's I want to see the end game, because I don't know. Somebody got to make sense, and I'm very logical, and I'm just trying to figure out what did Musk have to gain from this, because he already had the contracts.
He thought he was going to be able to grift like Trump doing.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was going to go ahead and just be able to just do what he wanted. He was what it was. I'm gonna tell you what it was.
Mm-hmm.
May 30th, my birthday. Okay, for your birthday, then you gonna get Elon Musk out. That's gonna be your
That's
birthday.
your duty. That's your duty. I don't care if you go. You can get more than one person out if you want to, but start with that one.
Maybe that's why they was doing that distraction of Gail King and them going to the moon.
So we won't focus on.
They were mad.
Uh-huh.
They were mad. Oh, they were mad. I can't. I said, so y'all mad because
they ain't a bit more went to the motherfucking moon. They went to iFly, Hollywood style.
A lot of people don't really understand space.
Talking about they got to space in 11 minutes. It take 12 for the damn spaceship to pull off.
Right.
Remember the
But
long ass countdown? Do anybody remember shit? Like, come on
Yeah,
now.
all that was made up. I
That shit
figured.
wasn't real.
technically, no one has been into space, and I was
Exactly.
a
Let's talk
nerd.
about it.
No one.
And technically, the moon and the sun are still within the Earth's atmosphere. That's not into what space are we talking about? But anyway, that's another story.
The clouds. They went to the clouds. They didn't go nowhere else.
Like the moon. Nobody went to the moon. I mean, well, I wasn't there.
Another time, Rachàd. Another time.
But I just want people
I'm
to
gonna
know.
have the facts. I'm gonna have the scientific and all
Yeah,
I'm gonna have it all with me.
but the moon is within the Earth, Earth's atmospheres. So
Yes.
technically, they never.
There's levels to this shit. But you get what I'm saying.
But anyway, I do want to go ahead.
I know. I just was to say. I just feel like with Elon that he was trying to eliminate the departments that were after his businesses. So I think that's where he benefited from because most of those departments that were after him, his businesses, he actually eliminated most of them. And he did. He also got our data. That was another thing too that he was after. He was after our data as well.
I'm wondering what's going to happen because he was under investigation. They haven't said much about it, but he was under investigation from the FTC. Like we talked about before, with how he purchased Twitter.
Rick stupid.
It's like landing back into yesteryear. None of us was there.
Landing is for real.
Yeah, no balance. But you know what? That's what I'm wondering what he's going to do with all that data because even a lot of folks are asking what he's doing, what he's going to do with all that data because they have no idea what he's going to do with all of our data, the data that he collected.
I still think he's the fall guy. I just feel like he was allowed to do what he did because they got to have somebody to fall, and he's the only one that's not elected.
Yeah.
I think there's more to it. But before we go, I do want to share this.
Ooh, okay, yes, go ahead and share. We like sharing.
Wait, what?
Announcement time.
Well, maybe I can't. Oh,
there it is, right there.
I've never been able to do that. I don't know what I hit this time. Anyway, this is no, I'm gonna be sharing my whole screen. But anyway, this is got a Taurus. Okay, it's Wednesday coming up tomorrow. It is karaoke Wednesdays with, of course, Rick right there. Seb, Rick, Alston, Lazarba, DJ Rick. So we have each and every Wednesday we have karaoke from 9:30 to 3 a.m. I will not be there that early, but you can come get a hookah, come get some food. The kitchen's open and free drinks. Not free drinks, free parking, discount drinks, discount hookahs. We'll be celebrating Blush. She's a beautiful woman and she has some good music out there. I'm Through It is my favorite. But then we got Dre Martin, also friend of the show. Friend of of karaoke at Mix. He's you probably seen him out. He normally has a lot of parties coming up in the summer, pool party and stuff like that. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on social media. We're also going to have Troy, our host, myself, and then also my brother Lamar Sinclair. That is tomorrow, the 23rd of April.
Let's go.
All right, see y'all tomorrow.
Yes. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all go out there and support karaoke night at Mix with Rachàd and DJ Rick and the gang, as I would like to call it. Trust me, it's a time that you would not be sorry for going. You would definitely enjoy yourself. You never know who may stop in or show up or whatnot. It's definitely a great time. So, you guys make sure you get out there for those that are in Atlanta, but for those that are also traveling to Atlanta, make sure you stop into Mix.
Yep.
You all should definitely do this. Tomorrow makes 5 years I've been here from New York. 5 years.
Okay, for the 5 years.
5 years.
Welcome to Atlanta, baby.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Where the players play. Is that what y'all say?
Yeah.
The players do play. And the players do play here.
And party don't stop till 8 in the morning. I miss those days. Yeah. Oh Lord, I miss those days. I can't do it anymore, but I just still want to be able to. That's all. I ain't gonna do it.
I want to be invited, but I'm not gonna come.
Okay,
Five
okay.
years.
Yes,
I
for
make
the
sure y'all
5
like
years.
and subscribe. Y'all follow us on all social media platforms. Facebook. Y'all follow us on Instagram. Y'all also follow us on YouTube. Make sure y'all share, like, and subscribe.
Yes, yes, yes.
Miss
And make
you,
sure
Jeremy.
and that's one thing too. Make sure y'all get those likes up on YouTube because we trying to build ourselves up on there, and YouTube is another beast. So make sure y'all like it so more people can view the content on YouTube and that like that. So yeah, please, please, please make sure you like. Make sure you share it. Make sure you tell your friends, your family, whoever you want to tell. And also too the same thing with Facebook. Make sure you tell your friends, your family, follow, share, like. Do all those great things there on there too. Um, and we'll be back with you guys next week with some more topics. Because it's always something crazy going on in this world.
Oh, I know it.
And look,
Always.
and we here to bring it to you each and every week. What did Jr. say? The banks are getting ready to go digital, and soon they'll start microchipping people. The chips will carry all of your information and track you. Oh wow!
So when they gonna microchip us? Because I'm curious. Because I ain't
Yeah,
gonna,
when is supposed to happen,
I ain't gonna
Jr.?
extend my arm.
I don't know
Ta-da!
how I feel about being chipped. I don't know about that.
They are. They do have. There are some people who are participating in the program, but they're forcing their children to participate in the program to be microchipped.
I don't know how I feel about having no chip in me though.
I'm not doing it.
I don't. I don't. I mean,
Summer, you gonna get the chip?
good well, Summer ain't gonna get no chip.
Summer's going off
You will.
the grid. Summer is going off the fucking grid. You understand me?
It's,
And he was like, "Damn, what
Rick,
happened to Summer?"
Rick
And
said
then
he got
I'm learning
his.
to fish and hunt and build things in the woods.
You gonna build a
DJ
bump
Rick said he got his. He got you. You got yourself chip, Rick.
in his cell phone.
Right, I ain't
Mm.
doing it. No, I already fucked around and got that damn shot.
I'm happy for
Just
the shot.
kidding. He said just kidding, but they did it
I
when
think them
they got
COVID
in.
shots was the experiment on the chipping to convince you to get the shot. I'm already chipped because I got one of them shots.
Look, I wouldn't got me one of them shots. I wasn't playing no games. I said, look, fuck
You
this.
know, just for them. Did you see that report came out that shit was for nothing
Depends on
and
which.
all the side effects of it?
It
Yeah,
depends on which one you're talking about, and it also
the
depends on.
Johnson one.
Oh, I didn't. No, nobody should have got the Johnson Johnson. I got my
Yeah,
Johnson.
nobody should have got that one. I wouldn't
I
have
I
got
got
got.
that.
the
I
yeah, I
got
got
the
the
one that
other
I
one.
was on protocol development with NIH. So I got the one that was what I knew about. If I didn't know about it, I
Right.
need research in my
Yeah, I
former
got the Pfizer. I
Yeah,
got the Pfizer one.
life.
yeah. I think I got the Pfizer one. I think,
Yeah, I
but
got that
either
Pfizer.
way, I had it on the card
Johnson Johnson didn't
a
work,
long time ago.
but that was supposed to be the one shot. The Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got the one you supposed to have got three of,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I
For
only got
sure.
the first one, and then I went on about my day.
Went
Period.
on. Sometimes you gotta move on.
Exactly,
Until next
exactly.
week, everybody. We all hearts mind clear, if they say, as they say.
That's what Jr. said. That's what Elon Musk is up to. Oh well.
He's trying to do a lot of stuff that don't make sense. Like he literally said he's trying to get people on the moon and admits that many people will die trying to get there. Come on, why don't you go and tell them?
Test it out. Let us know.
Then he's trying to
Let
build.
me ask you
Trying
something.
to build a,
Would y'all rather go out of space or go deep in the sea? And you have to pick one.
I don't want to
And
either.
this is a tricky one.
He said, "I will either."
Let me say this. I
You
can go
gotta pick
underwater.
one.
I can go underwater if I understand
Oh,
if I understand the mechanics of it. Like I need to know how do I escape because if you
That's where the Atlantis is. So I'm headed under the sea because I feel like that's the real outer space
yeah,
right
but
there.
like I feel like
oh no, that's terrifying.
Under
How
the
about you, Chris?
sea.
Mm, if I could
Chris ain't
choose
going
neither,
underwater.
if I could choose neither, I'm not going under no water.
Yeah, I'm
Chris,
going
one
under.
of them. Go ahead.
I mean, I think either or is kind of one of those things you really have no control. So
Yeah, I
I think
don't. I
What
mean,
control do you have in going upward? What
I mean
difference
I'm
does
just
it
saying
make?
I didn't even
Listen,
no.
it's sudden death regardless. It's sudden death.
That's true.
You know what?
Because you could die in flight up, and you can die in flight. I mean,
That's why I'm
you
agreeing with
die.
you. I'm saying anything that I really don't have no control. I feel like for me, I can still breathe in other aspects
No,
of
you can't. No,
life.
you can't. That's why they had the fucking helmet on.
Oh, once you get above, I forgot how many feet, you lose oxygen. So
Right.
I'm saying
Come
I'm not.
on. You're
I'm
gonna
choosing that.
suffocate either way, so it really doesn't matter which one.
No,
But
if I'm not
I'm
there,
more curious to see what's down there.
unable to breathe.
I know, but I'm just
SpongeBob.
saying. You think about all the exploration things. Everybody's focusing on going up, like that's where heaven is and stuff. But what about the unexplored below?
Well,
Mm.
there's areas. I always pray to what they call it physics. Physics is always my biggest educational. Like I'm not going where I'm not wanted. And what I mean by that, or where I shouldn't go, you know, pressure, water pressure. There's limits to where we can go in the depths of the ocean because
Also, let me point out that they're both cold.
yeah. Oh,
They're
you see,
both cold. Because when I skydived, the thing that was surprising to me was that the higher, you know how they say heat rises, so I assumed that the closer I got up, that the warmer it was going to be. And it's not true at all. It is cold.
well,
That's
the
what I would
planet
have
Earth
thought
is
too.
planet Earth is very unique, and our atmospheres are layers. Like there's so many layers in our atmosphere that I don't know why they didn't teach us all of them because they did not. Probably because they don't know about all of them. Because I feel like we heard about the ozone layer growing up in the '80s, and it was saying that it had a hole in it, which wasn't true. Because if there was a hole in it, we would all be dead. And now you hear that they're not even talking about the ozone layer anymore.
Yeah, don't talk
With
about that
all
no more.
that Earth Day and all this
Okay.
stuff. That's one thing I always tell people. There is some history behind these Earth people who jump to conclusions, and we find out 10 years later, oh, that's not true, because they still learning so much about this planet and the world. I just feel like, look, we just do what we need to do, treat everybody right. I think the Earth's gonna take care of itself.
Yep, and we'll do. And on that note, we're
Yeah,
gonna go
that's it.
ahead and close out our show for this evening. We do thank you guys for tuning in each and every week to Extraordinary Unplugged, and
Yes.
we hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your week. We hope that we brought you some type of enjoyment and also some type of informative information for your week. And yeah, definitely tune in with us again next week for another edition of Extraordinary Unplugged. And I am Christopher S. Walker.
I'm Summer Kai.
I'm Rachàd West.
And I'm Christopher S. Walker. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Y'all stay connected to our Creator. Y'all stay connected to each other in love.
All
Until
right, have
the
a very
next
extraordinary night. Najee, I'm not fooling with you. I am not. I am not fooling with you at all.
At all.